Transform.
Do a nice clap.
No, one clap.
That's what we all got to
Good fucking start. Right.
That's got to stay in.
That's got to stay in.
We're here. Yeah.
This idea.
Right,
We're coming into your ears.
brilliant.
In
Good
podcast
start.
form.
Excellent start. Right.
Music.
Painted Study 2024 in review.
Yay!
There's quite a lot to get through here. We've got four A4 sheets and a whole tour diary.
Well, we shouldn't have bloody done so much then, should we?
Yeah.
Too
I
much
reckon we
fun.
do more.
Right, okay.
Cram it in.
20. Right, we'll start at the start, which is always the best place, isn't it? January. What did we do? We done one gig in January, which was Bristol. For that was the one for Rob at Contraband Circus. We clashed with Chewy at the Exchange, which we thought was going to be a bit shit, but it was actually turned out all right. It was a packed venue. Do you remember that?
That was the
no,
one at the
no,
train
no,
station.
no,
was
it was the same promoter.
It wasn't Gabba Paraffin, man.
Yeah.
You saw the joy in his eyes.
The previous time we done.
I'm just in the background now.
What was that?
Sorry, that was just a
Background
it
bobble.
won't happen again. That's fine.
well, not
we
not
call
at
them
your
we call them
computer.
Bobbles technical difficulties. He's become a gremlin in the system, as he always wanted to be.
It's
I
one on
might
one
just
with the
start
robots.
making those noises.
He is the electric gremlin from Gremlins 2.
Do we need to introduce ourselves or anything, by the way?
Nah.
No, fuck it.
If
You
They
know who
don't
we
know-
are. And
If
you
they
don't,
don't know us by now.
Last time we played for Rob was in the underground tunnels beneath the train station in Bristol
yeah,
with lots of clowns,
lots of paraffin.
paraffin of the power.
I nearly quit the
fire,
band that night.
fire boy.
That's a fucking fantastic night.
I nearly quit the fucking
happiest
band
I've
that
ever
night.
seen.
They were lovely people. They were not. We are not built for that anymore.
Basically
are
a
we?
headache in a gig. Wasn't
Yeah,
it?
that was.
I had my sciatica had flared up. I was on a shitload of painkillers. The paraffin was giving me a migraine, and then the GABA started, and I was like, I don't want to be in this band anymore. I'm
Yeah,
done.
there is no. there's
Starting the
never much
podcast
room
off
for
on a
gab.
positive note.
But I'm still here.
On a gig-
over
on
a year and a half
gig that
later.
wasn't even this year as well.
Yeah. I mean, that less said about that, the better. To be honest, I think you were the only one that enjoyed that night.
I did. I think it's the first
Yeah.
time I've ever have enjoyed it.
Taking 20 years.
Yeah, that's it.
Underground
you
train
enjoyed it.
station, full of paraffin,
What more can
gabba
you want?
techno, full of clowns.
Turns out clowns is the secret ingredient.
You enjoyed Vega Boys as well?
Oh fuck me! Yeah, they were good.
That's 2 in 20
We
years,
have,
isn't it?
we have done,
2 in
done
20
done
years.
some gigs that are fun.
So this 2024 podcast has started talking about 2023 and before, which is great.
Historical.
Right, that was Jan. Jan done. Off the
112
list.
down. Boom.
February. The only thing we done in Feb was the Rochambeau weekender. That was quite fun.
Yeah,
Where
that's
we did
good.
Nottingham. Yeah, Nottingham and Leeds. Where was it? Nottingham. Old Salutation.
Old
Association Inn.
yeah, so yeah, that was quite fun. Who else played that? Rochambeau, us.
My memory is non-existent.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I'm useless if it's not
Can't
been
remember
written
about
down
that
somewhere
Yeah,
by
I
someone
genuinely
else.
can't remember. That was good fun. Leeds, Barstool Preachers. That was one of the Fistful of Scar ones, wasn't it? That was a good night.
Oh yeah. That was a
in
really fun one.
the
Yeah,
Brudenell, which is always good fun.
Leeds.
Yeah. What do we? Oh yeah, you didn't do them, did we? We had Lauren on Barry Sax for them, didn't we? They weren't clowns or paraffin or tunnels, were they? So you weren't
I
there.
want to be checking in and out of this whole thing as it goes on.
Yeah, so that was. Oh yeah, that was the one where you chucked Pete on mid song, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, so we were
circling.
We were in the middle of the set, and I turned around to see Pete Wright's head pop around the corner of the stage at Brudenell. And so I just shouted at him, "Oi, don't go anywhere, because in the middle of this break, I'm jumping off these drums." And just threw my sticks at him, and he was like, "Ah!" She said, "I'm getting on."
I did that while driving the van once, didn't I? Just jumped out the driver's seat into the van.
You did
Yeah,
shout change
well,
face.
why the fuck you did that?
We should
Actually,
be
no, that was
dead.
Bobble that fucking started that.
Yeah.
No, I was king of the gears.
Yeah,
I,
yeah.
I mean,
I
this,
mean,
this
you
is going
shouted
back a
change
while.
places, and he fucked off out the seat.
Yeah.
To be my defense, there was
Just
no one
don't
else on the
listen to Bobble.
road, so it was only us that was going to die,
Yeah.
and it was fine.
Basically, we
survived
should
that.
be dead. Like, it is,
yeah.
It is. We are touched and blessed by God to be here. He must love terrible charcoal. All I can.
Yes, that right. Jan Feb done.
Jan
Jan Feb.
with only a few things about the gigs last year, the year before, and times about 10 years ago in the van.
They're the rubbish months anyway, aren't they? No one likes January and February.
Yeah. Jan and Feb are always shite.
Yeah,
aren't
that's
they?
it. That's it.
Boring.
full of
March.
Valentine's
What
love.
do we do? Oh, March. We had the Nosebleed Jubilee. That was the first of about their 20th last ever gigs. That dragged on for a fucking year, didn't it?
Still doing it, didn't they?
Yeah. I think so. I think they might even have another gig lined up. That was March.
Dickie left and they just got Sean Howard and just continued on having last gigs.
That was good. Yeah, that was good for multiple. It was a good gig anyway, and then just Elliot having to book ska bands was the icing on the cake of that. Fantastic. And then me and Katie ran that fucking half marathon the next day, didn't we? Really hungover.
Oh, yeah, that's smart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why?
Drove back from Leeds to Cambridge and ran a half marathon.
Yeah,
For
no-
disabled children, Bob. That's why we did it. Do you have a problem
Give
with
them
that?
fucking money. Don't run.
Anyone can win a race against disabled children, Danny. It's not a competition.
They don't care if you run or not. They just need the money.
That's it.
Then what? Oh yeah, and then we done the Ramp in Bolton, which was a very cool venue, wasn't it? That was the one with the young bands.
Oh, they were
yeah,
awesome.
Yeah, like the community
Ivan
space,
and that.
the practice.
I'm trying
Yeah.
to. What did they start their set say? There was a song
Fuck
they.
Maths and Richie Sunak.
Fuck that. It was well good.
I wish I could remember that band's name because I really hope they're doing well. They were fantastic.
Yeah, they were
Yeah,
fucking
fuck
brilliant.
Maths and Rishi Sunak. I'm gonna get
Well, I
that on a
can get on board
t-shirt.
with that, to
Yeah,
be
yeah,
honest.
yeah. I'm up for it.
Great food at that gig as well. You remember the pasties?
Yeah, it was
Oh,
attached to that
mate.
pasty shop, wasn't it?
And the gin company. I bought a bottle of gin for my
Yeah,
mum
yeah,
in
that
that,
was
that
good.
place. It was great.
Yeah, and that venue was cool, wasn't it? Like a charity venue set up for young'uns. That's
It's,
great. It had all the
Yeah,
it's
plastic
the
Phil-
bottles as
closest to like the kind of venue you see in Europe,
Europe,
quite
yeah.
a lot, in like it being a community space, it being
Yeah.
owned and like run for people and
Yeah, didn't Phil from Redeemin work there? He works with like the
Yeah, I
drummer
think
from
he-
Redeemin
yeah,
does
yeah.
stuff
Yeah,
with the bands
yeah.
there, doesn't he? Yeah.
it.
No, that was really
Really
cool.
cool
I enjoyed that
space.
show.
Yeah, that was good, wasn't it?
What
I like-
actually saw young kids at a gig, which was good, picking up
That's
guitars, which is
In it.
Yeah, yeah.
I like the old stick where it's like, right, we're gonna put on a gig, big bands play on like headline and stuff, but we're
And
gonna
then
have the
we're gonna
local
open them.
band
Yeah.
definitely open up for them.
Yeah, that doesn't
Yeah,
happen enough anymore. Like
Yeah.
venues should almost be required to put on local small underling bands. Do you know what I mean? As an opening slot, it used to be the way of like the rite of passage, didn't it?
yeah.
You'd like always vie to get the support slot at the venue, and then when you got that slot and gotten it, like that was the way you built up. But it doesn't seem to happen anymore.
Yeah, I walked past the throwback yesterday. It's all knocked down, isn't it? So
Yeah.
much of it's been demolished now. What are they putting there? Do you know?
Fuck knows. Anything that isn't fun.
Yeah. That was an absolute classic. The ferryboat had been there absolutely decades. They built flats opposite. People bought flats opposite. They went, "Oh, it's fucking loud here," and it's like, "Well, yeah, because you bought a flat opposite a fucking venue, you twat." And then they shut the venue down.
And then the
Brilliant.
same people probably moan that fuck all goes on.
Yeah,
there,
yeah.
Go, oh, there's
Nothing
nothing fun
happens.
up. Well, because you're a cunt and you fucking stopped all the loud noises happening. Fucking dicks.
So we done that. Then we played Warrington with Roughneck, which was a good gig. But was there anything remarkable about that gig? I don't.
I don't know why you're looking at me. My brain turned to jelly
That-
about 10 years
I remember it
ago.
being
and everything's
yeah.
come back.
I remember it being fun. It was at that Eden place, wasn't it? It was a good gig. I can't remember anything.
I just remember everyone. That was the first time I'd met the Roughneck Boys, and everyone was just ripping. Is it Chris, the guitar player,
Oh yeah, great.
for
gig,
his
yeah.
for his hair transplant?
yeah.
Oh yeah.
That was pretty much the
Yeah.
only thing I remember about that show. Oh, nice to meet you. Everyone is ripping you because you had a hair transplant. Cool, good start. Well in.
Yeah.
Seeing that photo is just like fuck me. Like, that's
Oh yeah, yeah, that was brutal. Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
so
that
glad
did
I've got
painful.
full head of hair. Like a socks.
it's like turkey teeth for your head, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
That's an image I can't get out. It's just teeth growing out my head.
Right, that's the first quarter done, and now this is where it gets fucking ridiculous. So, April started with us flying to America for 2 gigs.
For totally legal.
No, we're not bringing that up. We flew to America for 2 gigs. So we don't. What did we work out? We played half an hour at Agawam, did we? And we
Yeah.
played 45.
Yeah.
I think so,
thing.
yeah.
45-50 in it.
Yeah, so an hour and 50 minutes. We done. So I worked out. We done 7,000 mile round trip to do to play for an hour and a quarter of music,
Which the first half hour of both of those are probably the same song. So
Yeah,
it's like
yeah.
45 minutes worth of songs.
So yeah. So what do we? Right, so we flew in. Went. I got a separate flight, didn't I? I got a separate flight and they got fucking abandoned
yeah,
somewhere, Crackhead Central. Because Katie had to come and save me in the butt. I remember getting.
Didn't you just get off at the wrong
I
station?
got at the wrong station, yeah, because it was like there's like 2. Where did we go? It was 2 Penn States. wasn't
Yeah,
there?
there's
that
Newark,
was on the way back.
There's Newark
but
and there's New York.
Yeah.
yeah.
I ended up I went too far, And then fucking got off, and I remember waiting in this lobby, and this guy come in the door, and I was like, oh, maybe he's at work. And I was like, oh, no, this isn't good. This is definitely a crackhead. He's going to rob me. And then went outside, and I was like, it's fucking even worse out here. I have no phone. It's 1 a.m. I have fucking no idea where I am. And I'm in a country where every fucking person has a gun. And then Katie come in the big bus. Shout out Jeremy for hooking us up both times we've been to America with a giant school bus that we've come quite
comfy.
attached to.
Yeah, really comfortable. Great suspension. Big fan.
I miss those noises.
Yeah. What, little Dan shouting at you?
Right.
Dirty cunt.
Still get that.
Right, what did we, we went to Agawam, didn't we? What was that, like 4 hours?
We climbed on a
north.
tank, played
Yeah,
Power Up. That
went
was
to
fucking
VFW.
wicked.
I think as soon as... Oh, yeah, shout out Katie as well, because she didn't hear. We should have had a little picture. Now that would make it look dead, wouldn't it?
In memoriam,
Yeah.
like.
I remember us getting there, and that woman that worked there was just like, are you in the... What, even you? You're in the band. A woman in a band.
2024, baby.
Oh, my God. I can't believe women play instruments.
First of all, she'd never seen a band with 7 people in it, and then
Yeah.
she'd never seen a woman in a band.
Never seen a woman be in a band.
Yeah.
And then as soon as we got there as well, there was the giant tank on the front lawn, and then there was the bin for their flags, because they fucking love a flag, don't they?
Well,
Like
it was what, like a veterans or
VFW, isn't it?
yeah,
Veterans
yeah.
Awards. And so that was a bit awkward.
had
Straight
like a
up from that,
table
wasn't it?
set up for lost and missing soldiers
Yeah,
and all the fucking
all the flags.
yeah,
And then there's
a
the
pub
flag drop
show
in
in the
there.
back. It was,
Yeah.
it was great. It was,
I remember them free pouring rum as well. Do you remember going to get rum
Yeah.
from the bar, and she was just like fucking going and
That was
going. I was like,
fantastic.
Jesus Christ.
That's how drinks should be like poured all the time.
I mean, I've got video footage of our faces when she poured that. As soon as we were like,
She
oh
didn't stop
shit,
pouring.
fuck, here we go. But my favourite bit about that was when we were, that someone copped the All Gods Must Die t-shirt. And,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
and we were like, they were like, oh,
You don't want to wear that out here.
They were like, we're like, is this all right? And they were like, well, in here.
In this room,
Yeah.
yeah.
Outside
fine.
this room, maybe not so much. It's
We're
like,
not selling
"Ooh."
any of them shirts here. I remember as well at the end being shit-faced and then running outside and us just jumping on that tank and all the Yanks just like, don't do that. That's a fucking bad idea. There's videos. We're all on the tank and there's like nervous Americans sat at the bottom just like, please don't climb on that tank. It's a really bad idea.
what are they going to do? We were on a tank.
Yeah, that's
We
true.
would've
Yeah,
won.
yeah.
Did you know how it worked?
Like, oh, let's watch
No, but we
these.
got the tank. That's the main thing, isn't it? Show of force.
I think for me personally, like seeing Power Up was like
Yeah, Power Up
they
was
were
sick.
one of the highlights of my year. Like they blew me away.
Unbelievable, yeah.
so
Who else played that?
good.
Agonisers, they were good
Yeah,
as well.
yeah,
and
yeah.
was that it? Was it just Agonisers, Power Up?
No,
us, and
There was 4 bands, wasn't there? Though I'm sure.
Yeah, there was a band, wasn't it? They're like it was their reunion show, their
Yeah.
last show, and they were like giving away loads of merch. But
They were almost like
quite
yeah,
Midwest
they set up their
different
merch
to
table next to
everyone
us and
else.
everything
That
was
it.
free, wasn't
Yeah,
it? It was like,
yeah,
fucking hell.
They were almost like a Midwest emo kind of thing, weren't
That's-
they?
yeah,
It was like,
yeah,
it was
it
quite
didn't
a-
really fit the bill, but they were local, so everyone
Yeah.
was kind of gassed on it.
Yeah.
No, as well.
And then, yeah, we stayed at
you lost
Aaron's
your
house.
absolute shit there. to
I
that.
did.
I can't
Yeah,
remember
yeah.
what
Power
they
Up
did.
did that a Deadly Rhythm cover, the Refused cover,
Refused,
and I was
did it?
just,
Yeah,
I'd
yeah.
had too many free poured rums and just fucking lost my rag. I was like, I haven't felt this childish in ages. This is great.
They are
Ba-da,
fucking
ba-da,
mint,
ba-da,
though.
ba-da.
They're just
Yeah, that
ridiculous.
was
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, really, really good.
I remember staying at Aaron and his fella's house, and we're all in that room, and then it's just farting and snoring. It was just like that race to get to sleep. And
Oh,
it was just like,
Please
Nate-
don't bring it up,
Nate,
please,
my
because Dave's going to get
Fucking
upset.
blanket. He got my
Blanket.
blanket, didn't he? Middle of the night, right? I was sleeping. Nath was sleeping on a chair next to me. I was lying down on a mattress or something.
Can I
had a-
preface
I had
this
a
by
blanket
saying
on.
I was the only person that didn't have any form of blanket or sleeping bag,
Well-
and when we laid down, I'm just going to Dave
Redistribute
continue
that.
the story. Continue the
That
story.
is, that is very much a you problem.
and then it became yours.
Yeah,
say
then
it
it became
wasn't,
a,
didn't say it
became a me
wasn't.
problem. Yeah.
Continue.
Middle
What
of
did I
the-
do?
Middle of the night, he just like that. I didn't even know what was happening. Like, I was half asleep. The blanket's just kind of disappearing off me, and I turned around. Nate's just kind of rolled over with his blanket. Up, and I'm like, how did I even have? So I'm like just shivering for the rest of the night.
I just assumed we were doing what Dave and Danny and Katie do when they have the alarm to swap for their driving. I was like, oh, it's my time with the blanket
Yeah, 1
now.
hour ago.
You were not giving it back after an hour.
Yeah, that's the tactic. I feel like more people need to know the driving tactic. If you're doing long driving, 1 hour, it's ice hockey rules, which are get on, go as hard as you can, and then get off before you get tired. So you swap out every hour, regardless if you. No one believes that works, but it's fucking brilliant. You can drive for a lot longer. And apparently we're doing that with bedding now as well.
I'd like to humbly apologise Dave,
Oh,
for
thanks.
nothing.
Oh.
I was warm. You can fuck off.
I'm pretty sure that's what caused my pneumonia. It got me out of the disaster.
What? Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh,
and then we
man.
drove the 5 hours back. We drove 10-hour round trip to play for 30 minutes. Climb a tank. It was pissing down, wasn't it? It was a shit day that day, wasn't it? Weather.
That was very Pennsylvania kind of looking area, though, wasn't it? Proper
Yeah.
rural.
And then
Well, cool.
what? Yeah. Did we have a date? We didn't play that day. Did we?
No,
what
we
day
had a
did
day
play?
out.
We had a
We had a
day
day
off.
off.
We went and just
we
parked
watched
that day,
because that
didn't
was
we?
the thing at Croydon Fest, where like you just have like American weed in blunts, which is really strong, and then you had just people coming up and being like, I've flown from Texas specifically to see you, and I've travelled like 12 hours, and you're just sat there like, oh, this is the most intense conversation I've ever had. Like, thank you so much. I'm really glad you're here, but also, this is the worst time to tell me how excited. We'll try not to be shit, I promise.
Yeah, that was so good because I remember obviously we'd done it the year before, and then Jeremy texted me the lineup of what was going to go on. He was like, "Do you want to come back over?" And obviously the year before we'd done badly. Well, it weren't badly. It was just the way it fell. But we'd done 10 days in America. We were back for 2 weeks, one of which we were gigging, and then we went away for 2.5 weeks to Europe. Tried to not do that again. And then Jeremy sent me the lineup. He's like, "Oh, this doing? Do you want to come over again?" And I was like, "Oh, we can't because I'd love it." And he just like kept doubling the money, and I was like, "Yeah, all right, fair enough." But we did. I was fucking Agrolites and Suicide Machines were two of my favourite bands growing up, so we got to play with them. That was very sweet.
Yeah, Glow Skulls. as
Glow
well.
Skulls, yeah, that was sick.
And I mean, I got to play a song with Catch
Oh, you
22
got to
on
play with Catch
stage,
22,
which
didn't
is
you?
a
Yeah.
fucking genuine bucket list moment for me.
Yeah, that was
do you know
very
what I mean?
cool.
Listening to Catch 22 since I was about 15, 16, and then to actually get up and play with those guys. Big up Catch 22, Ryan and the guys, and Chris for letting me get up. That was
Oh,
incredible.
and fucking while we're at, yeah, Ken from Reverend for sorting us out on the guitars because
mate.
that was fucking well handy having him
What an
there to
absolute
get his
legend.
stuff out.
And those poor people at the music shop who I bought a trombone for $1,500.
What was that place called? Sam.
Sam Ash.
Sam Ash.
We will not be going back there.
Oh, we will.
I could not
Very
rent
much
a
so.
trombone, so I bought a trombone and then took it back a couple of days later. And
No,
like,
it
yeah,
wasn't Sam Ash.
conveniently,
Sam Ash was
as
the
we
year
have to
before.
fly home, it's not quite the trombone that I want it to be. There's no other reason, definitely
I
not.
remember actually it was when you were playing with Catch 22. I remember Jeremy walking up to me and was like, "Here, do you want this taffy like edible sweet?" And I was like, "Oh, not really. I'm hammered already." And he was like, everyone just kept going, "Oh, it's only 5 milligrams." I was like, "I don't know what that is. Like, I don't know how you could be telling me anything." Then he gave me one. Then he gave me another. Then he gave another 2 to Katie. And then I was like, and then he got that video where he sat down and he was going, "Ugh," trying to start a story, and he tried to start it like 7 times. We're like, "Oh, you're fucking hammered. Like, I didn't realise what you were doing earlier. You're giving this all out because you're fucking hammered."
We can make a point of dropping that actual video footage into this because I've got all the footage. From
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
So that exact thing you just talked about, I filmed. And little Dan is sat on the other side of the couch just laughing. Just like, these
I
are all
remember sat
fucked.
there. I was high, and I just remember thinking, you know that thing when you don't know if you're wrong or not. And I remember thinking, he started this sentence like 7 times. What the fuck's going on? Am I really? And then I was like, oh no, he is fucking doing that. That's what's happening.
You're just growling by the end of the
Yeah,
night.
they're just like,
It sounds like he's chewing up bricks half the time.
I
doesn't he,
love
bless
it. I
him?
love his voice because it was like, obviously we messaged him through email and WhatsApp first, and then when the first time I spoke to him on the phone, his accent and then his voice, I was just like, oh, this it just sounds like a Mischief Brew song. He's just listing places in like Pennsylvania in his accent with his voice, and I was like, wow, I'm inside a Mischief Brew song. But yeah, that was sick, wasn't it? They had that sound system playing there. Actually, yeah, that was the weather was good there as well, wasn't it? Because we had. Yeah, they had the outdoor market. Oh, it got windy, didn't it, this year? Or was that the year before? Got really windy.
No, that was this year. I think.
Was that
Yeah,
this
yeah,
year?
it was this
So
year.
the shot- yeah.
That record
year
store was
before
great.
was
I
Rain,
picked up
wasn't
loads of good records.
Oh, Django was there as well, wasn't he? I love him.
What, Alexi?
I love it because he just come over and call you a cunt, which no American will do.
To be fair, like, I deserved it. Daddy, come eat this cunt. You look like Alexi Sale. Unbeknownst to me, he's like one of your
Yeah,
someone you
kickstarted
really
the
respect tonight. Yeah.
trans car scene in New York.
He really isn't a Welsh comedian. I don't know.
Yeah, that was good. Nothing happened the way we survived the Red Roof again, didn't we? The motel, Crackhead Motel.
Yeah.
Done that again.
I found a knife this time round.
Oh, you found a knife in the lampshade.
in the lampshade.
Is it in the lampshade?
Yeah, in the lampshade. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good times. Good
times.
times.
I wonder if anyone ever got caught for that, or if it was discovered anyone was murdered with that knife. Because you don't hide a knife unless you want to get rid of it.
to be
do you?
hiding a knife
No.
in the lampshade, is there?
No.
He freaked me out, and then I was like, right, I better wash it then, so it takes my fingerprints.
To be fair, you probably saved someone else getting caught.
yeah. It's probably an
You probably
investigation
washed their
going on right
fingerprints
now.
off the knife.
Fair.
There's some kind of murder that's never going to be solved.
We're looking for this specific.
Right, so
we're
you're
going to go
so you're-
back to America. They're going to do your fingerprints, and you're going to get pulled in some kind of fucking murder. We'll just do your biometrics. Oh, actually,
As long
can
as
you
it's
come with us?
CEO, no one cares.
Yeah, survived the Red Roof again. Was it this time we had to try and get food as well? And me and Kate went down to go and meet them, and it was cracking. Like it was sketchy people fucking everywhere. Was that? Oh, that might have been the year before. That might have been the Cymbal and the Snare.
Oh yeah,
Saga.
Cymbal and the Snare.
Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, nothing else happened. We flew home, done the extra 3,000 miles, played our hour and 15 minutes of music in America.
Fuck the Wales.
Yeah.
Wasn't that the night I got too drunk at Croydon Fest and kept accusing Katie of being weird?
Maybe, yeah. I genuinely can't remember. This all rose
year
into
before
one.
was when I was blackout and threw up in the vinyl bag.
Oh, yeah.
But this
yeah.
year was
Yeah,
the
yeah.
one when I kept being like, stop
yeah,
being weird.
And then you kept chasing her.
Yeah, I mean,
Stop being weird. Let me
for the record, I'm only telling this story from what people have told me, as my memory and recollection of the night is gone to shit. I didn't even need Alabama Slammers this time, but whatever it was those 7% beers. It was the very strong. Big up Broken Goblet.
Innit? Yeah.
Big up Broken Goblet in their extremely strong beers.
See, it was the tequila sunrises from the bar for me that got me fucking hammered.
Yeah.
That'll do it.
Yeah.
That'll do it, boy.
Yeah, so that was good. Wasn't it? Oh, yeah. Who else was there? Sonic Boom come over. They were touring, weren't they?
Yeah,
So we had
boy.
some UK representation. Was it just us and them from UK?
Yeah, it
I
was.
think it was, wasn't it? Yeah, and then we flew back. Yeah, so by that point we'd done, what was that, 7,000 miles to play an hour and 15 minutes. And then weekend after, Dave didn't come because it was Julie, your kid's birthday, wasn't it? So you didn't do that weekend, but we done a weekend, drove straight to East Germany to do 3 festivals. So then by the time we got back from that, I think we were up to 9,500 miles to play a total of 3,500 hours of music.
yeah.
That
What
last
was that?
festival, though, was
that was-
funny.
Well, oh yeah, we went Brussels first, didn't we? That Anti-Scapitalista, they were good.
Oh yeah, that was right.
That was a good gig. Yeah, we haven't played Brussels in ages either, have we?
No.
Where did we stay that night? I can't remember.
Was that?
Uh,
we
Oh,
stayed
the
in that.
hostel.
We stayed in that hostel, didn't we?
Hostel,
We
yeah.
had,
Oh,
like-
bang in the middle of. Yeah, I remember that. And then
Pastries for breakfast.
yeah, important point.
It was. Cheese pastry.
I forgot you were here for a second. Just turn your mic up a little bit.
and
mate.
then-
There we
Well,
go.
it was the next
Rockham
bed and
Kutek.
breakfast, wasn't it?
Oh, Rockham Kutek was funny because that was where Stefan met us off the at the festival, didn't he?
Oh, was
He
that
made
the
weird
festival
noise
when
towards Katie.
when St Pauli were playing that?
Oh
night?
yeah, this
yeah.
had happened twice this year, innit? We got there. FC St Pauli were in some
It was like the
final
final
or
or whatever,
something
wasn't
when
it?
it go up or go down the league or something. So everyone was watching screens then. That was a good gig though, wasn't it? That was fun.
That was a lot of fun.
And then I can't remember I can't remember where we stayed.
We stayed in that bed and breakfast with the angry German lady.
Oh,
didn't we?
yeah. that
Oh
was
yeah,
it,
she
that-
put
that-
on that full spread. Only
Yeah.
me and you could eat.
That was like proper
Eggs, meats and cheese. We
You were-
thought she was really angry. She wasn't.
It's
She was
just,
really
she's just
nice.
German, wasn't she?
Yeah,
She's
no,
just
really
German.
nice.
Yeah, you wouldn't
Yeah.
even talk to you. You were petrified of her.
That was a very odd place.
That's what I love. Going to the rural places, they lay out a spread, and then you have to be like, yeah, most of us are vegan and veggie, and it's just like German meats, German cheese,
Just boiled eggs.
Yeah,
Just a
boiled eggs.
whole basket of boiled eggs.
dry bread.
That was well good.
Oh yeah, that
Oh,
was
I had
decoration. You had a tiger.
I had a tiger,
tiger
pillow with a
pillow.
Yeah.
satin sheets.
Ah, I
Brilliant.
remember.
That is on our rider. That wasn't an accident.
Gig was all right.
Yeah, that gig was good, yeah.
Gig was good gig.
Bed was better though, wasn't it? Yeah. Yeah, and then we done Punk Meets People, which was great
Oh, the rainy day.
Pissed down, didn't it?
Yeah.
They had a good spread on though. In the back, they had that barn, didn't they? With like
Oh, yeah.
fucking a whole buffet thing. That was really good.
Oh yeah, the chocolate fountain. And
Yeah,
everything.
yeah. That was really good. But I remember that pissing down. There was nowhere to like park. No, like you just get stuck in the mud. You had to run all the gear. Apart from being rain, I remember actually the gig was really good, wasn't it? I remember
Oh yeah.
because we went on and it was. I think had we played somewhere else because a load of people had come there from seeing us somewhere else before. So we had a load of people come see us. That was good.
We do play in Germany quite a lot.
Yeah, and there was that band that was on a major
Oh yeah, the band that went on
headline.
after us. I can't remember who they were though.
youth crew, Youth Elite, something like that. Angry Youth Elite, I think they're called. We got a load of their stickers in the van. I think it was them.
I know.
But yeah.
I've been to bed loads.
I
Since
remember
then,
that.
can't remember.
Yeah. I remember there trying to be circle pits in the thing, and it was just a mud pit.
Oh, no, yeah, no, people like dragging the like plastic walkways in
Yeah,
front of the
into
stage
the
to try and build
dance,
an area that people could dance in. Everyone was just stuck in it, and like trying to carry the like merch from the tent back to the van was like. You had to go on this like weird route to try and
Oh,
find
yeah,
and
the
not,
fence
like,
route,
you
yeah,
had
yeah.
to like just where is wet and not like sinking.
Yeah, and then we
great
came
fun.
back. So that was what were we up to then? I think we'd done 3.5 hours of music, 3 3/4 in
Yeah,
9,000 miles, something like that, 9,500 miles.
That's it.
which is fucking stupid by anyone's measurings.
I mean, at least we sold some t-shirts.
We sold a lot of t-shirts.
I'm not
Burnt
sure.
a
If that
lot of fuel.
I'm not sure if that balances out the carbon
Yeah.
footprint. You know.
7 people's wages, 7 people's off work, like money wise.
2 weeks.
9,500 miles to play for 3 and.
But we made memories.
You can't remember, fuck all.
I showed here where all we can talk about is the spread in the back.
Yeah, I can tell you what
And then
breakfast
go,
I
yeah,
had
the
and
gig
what
was
bed I
alright.
slept in. What more do you want from me?
I'm fairly sure it was an innocuous comment like that Dave made in the van on the way back from Massachusetts that really stirred you.
That was a what scenery, wasn't it? What the fuck was that?
Oh no, you meant it's raining outside, but it is warm and sunny inside our hearts.
Oh yeah.
I've never had so much abuse.
I stand by what I said.
Right. Okay. This is gonna. The next thing is the disaster tour.
Oh dear.
So this is gonna make up a lot of this.
Dave and
right?
Dan, you can leave if you want. You
We-
can have a break.
We're done for the year.
It's been like waiting for someone to say that. For the last 15 fucking years.
We got this.
Freedom! Just like a Dan-shaped hole in the wall.
Right, we've even moved on to separate notes here because so fucking much happened in this 2 weeks. I don't even want to say it was hell. It was good, wasn't it?
It was really
what-
fun.
objectively the most financially sort of best financial tour we've ever done in terms of money. It didn't have a bad time. All the gigs were good.
Yeah,
but
all
it
the gigs we
just-
got to play were good.
everything.
It was the
everything
in-between every gig, wasn't it?
Every day
Yeah.
something collapsed. Right, so even before we left, Dave caught pneumonia because Nate nicked his blanket. So yeah,
Sabotage.
yeah. I remember being at work and then you text me going, "Yeah, I'll let you know I'm in the hospital and I'll come. I don't know if you want to come. Maybe I might have pneumonia." And I was like, "That's quite serious, Dave. Fucking
Right.
hell! A week before we go."
Any fucking excuse. Some people.
It sort of started when we like quite soon after we got back from America, and then just kind of carried on. Like got worse and worse. I wasn't in it that weekend because of my daughter's birthday anyway. Managed to get through that. Drove my daughter to London. Went to see a show and stuff. Just coughing all the way, and then it just got worse and worse and worse. And I was like, oh shit, I'm gonna have to go see a doctor. Went to the GP. They sent me straight to hospital.
That's never a good sign.
Yeah, we can't help you here, mate.
Yeah, got to hospital. Told the doctor that I was due to be going on tour to play the trumpet for 16 nights in a row, and he was like, he just laughed at me. No.
Yeah,
It's nothing to do with
good
your
one,
lungs.
mate. Yeah, good one. Good
It's
one.
nothing
Yeah,
to do with your
nice one.
lungs. He's just like, trumpets are ridiculous instrument. Why the fuck would you be playing that? Get a guitar. Come on.
You playing what? Ska punk?
You don't need to be doing it.
Ska punk. Why are you playing? It's 2024. What's wrong with you?
Are you aware you're in your 30s?
I mean,
you have a degree in classical composition. Think of all the things you could have done with your life.
I mean,
God.
looking at this situation objectively, though, like,
Here we go.
had Nath not licked your blanket and Nath been the one with pneumonia, then we would have had to cancel the tour.
Yeah,
But
that's
because
true,
you're
yeah.
a
Oh yeah,
Hearts
that
player,
is
we
true
were
that
able
I'm
to
more
continue.
important than you.
I like we're setting the hierarchy here.
Not only did I not get to do the tour, you're now telling me that I'm less
Yeah, you-
important.
I mean, I'm involved in this as well.
Right, put your hands
I
up.
mean, I would
Join the
st-
club, Dave. Come sit over here.
I just want
I
to
would-
say, can you raise your hands if you're not needed at rehearsal?
Oh, not needed.
Yeah.
Needed.
You're too fucking.
Yeah,
There we go.
Yeah, we
Just
know.
Case in point.
I
Yeah,
was
just
gonna say.
wanted it on
Yeah,
record.
Do you know how rich we would be if we were a three-piece punk band?
Yeah, but you're not.
Yeah,
we
but-
still get to play the same
You
gigs.
need the talent for us to be able to do it. Not saying we're
right.
outstanding.
I like how you pointed that.
Yeah.
You need the talent.
You need the
We're
talent
back
to
to
do
talent
it.
Have you heard
tarring
how
yourself
bad
with that.
MIDI
No,
horns
no,
sound,
no.
mate? You can't play with MIDI horns. It's impossible.
I know, we
They
fucking
sound
tried.
terrible.
If we could, you lot would be gone. We can get any old twat to jump around. That's not hard. Right, so Dave caught pneumonia. Then I remember the van. I only picked the van up from Rob that morning because something else had fucking broken on it.
Rob's
I
a
can't-
mechanic.
No,
Rob
no,
the
no, no.
mechanic.
He done a service on it, didn't he?
Was it a
Because
service?
you wanted to make sure it didn't break down on tour.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah.
You know, I'll get it
Get it
serviced,
serviced before we
that'll
go.
be fine.
And it was the injector, and he couldn't do the. He's fucking the morning I picked it up, his house had been robbed the night before, so he had
He
a
was not in a fucking
He was
good
not in a
mood.
good mood. He
Bless
hadn't
him.
done the what is it, piston lead? I don't know.
Oh, fuck no,
yeah,
I
whatever he
don't-
had, and he was like, "Yeah, that should be fine." And I knew in his voice he knew it wouldn't be fine.
He was fobbing
And,
you
and
off.
I remember the day. So day one, I remember waiting for the ferry to go across because we went to Calais, which we don't usually do we? We usually go Hooker Holland. And I remember checking because we obviously had a cooling leak for fucking years. So I remember checking the coolant, and I remember looking in it thinking, that's black in there. That's not right. But I thought it was that shit we put in there in Germany before, so I didn't think much of it. Now I realise it was fucking oil in there. Right. So we got across from Calais. The knocking noise was still going. We've had that's just 3-year knock now, and you refuse to fix it, didn't you? The mechanic.
Everything else has broken down around.
I know.
The most consistently working thing in that.
That might be the only thing that's keeping it going.
The thing you think is going to fuck the van isn't.
When
It's
the-
just
Who's
everything
looked at
else.
that? Kirby's looked at it. Rob looked at it. You've looked at it. How many other? Where else have we taken that? I don't know how many mechanics have looked for that
It's been
noise.
taken to
Oh,
the
to
board.
the dealership.
To the actual
No one
people
can
that make
find-
it, they've just gone.
So that noise was still happening. We got to the F1 hotels, really cheap, like truck hotels in France that are dirt cheap, very basic. But because we got there at 3 a.m, we were meant to type in the code, and that set off a chain of events, which was I put in the code, that didn't work. So I rang the buzzer, and because they were French, they were obviously very rude. And so like that started a war between me and these two women on the other end of the line that just kept hanging up on me. So I kept ringing back. Then a Belgian lorry driver come out. And he started shouting at them for me in French, and then and he kicked off. Then they still weren't coming out, so he. I just kept booting the door, didn't I? See if that didn't work for some reason. I don't know why. Yeah. And then eventually, they did get through to someone.
The guy walked.
Oh, he
around
went in
just
and found
knocking
the
on
person,
all the
didn't he?
doors
Yeah.
that said staff on him. And found
Oh, he
someone that
walked-
was asleep.
Yeah, he woke up that poor girl, didn't she? Just covered the desk. Oh, well asleep.
I did feel vindicated though, because I went, "What is their problem?" And she just went, "Well, they are French." I was like, "Oh, you're Belgian, and you had the exact same."
But yeah,
reason."
it was this whole thing of like only one person had access to the code, but that one person was asleep, and there wasn't anything else. And they kept being like, "Buy a room," and we were like, "Well, we can't, because if we buy a room, the code
Still
isn't
can't
going
get
to
in."
start working until the morning,
Yeah.
because it's today, because it's 2:00."
And then I remember the next morning, I got here the next morning, you went to use the coffee machine, and you went, "Oh, can I use that?" And she just opened it, went, "No," and walked off and started.
Oh, yeah.
There's no reason at all. She's just a
I hadn't
prick.
even done anything wrong. I hadn't even shouted at anybody.
Can I use that? No, you can fuck off.
Basically,
Brilliant.
le fuck off.
So then we got on our merry way to Groningen in Holland, which is the Orks, which is an old squatted hospital, which is very cool. How many people live there? Like 200 in it.
It's a
Like
big
a
old
lot of
space,
people.
isn't it?
And the merch desk is the old autopsy table, which is pretty hardcore. And then
Still let the blood.
yeah,
out
yeah.
the body and stuff on it. It's
So
well cool.
that's a cool place. It was great, done really well as well. Like loads of people were there. Unfortunately, because little Dan hadn't pulled his weight and fixed the van, that what happened first? It overheated, didn't it?
Overheated,
So
and
we
we had
pulled
to
over.
stop for a little bit.
Whoa, that
Yes.
van broke down not because of the original problem.
No, I know, but
that van broke down as
for another reason.
piss and coolant out that you fucking left. You knew it was leaking. It just went.
It'd been
bad.
leaking for 3 years. Like,
It just finally ran out
You
at
just
that
put more
point.
shit in it, and that was
Go
that.
put more in, exactly.
What are the chances it happens this time, eh?
Wow.
So then, it overheated, didn't we? We let it cool down. We thought we'll get it to Groningen,
Yeah.
and then we went about another 100 yards, and then it fully fucking broke down.
Exploded.
So we pulled up. That was the arse end of nowhere, wasn't it? That
Yeah.
was very rural. What happened first? So we rang the breakdown cover, didn't we? And waited for 2 hours. They said they'd be there in 45, and it got to like an hour and a half, and they still had nothing. Then I think Katie rang them back, and then they were like, "Oh, I don't know where he is. We sent him an hour and a half ago." Cool. Okay. Brilliant. And then that.
Some poor Dutchman is now just lost in the
Yeah.
ether, trying to rescue us.
And then
still.
I think we went to try and look at that farmhouse, and then a massive dog come bounding out, shouting at us. We went
Yeah.
back to the van, sat in the van. Then he did turn up, the jolliest
He was
Dutchman
fucking
ever,
lovely.
telling us that the van was fucked.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we can't fix it.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
and because it's like a Friday before a bank
Was it King's
holiday
Day or
weekend
something?
or something,
King's weekend,
it was
yeah.
like the earliest anyone's going to be able to look at this is Tuesday. And that's if they have a completely free docket and they don't
Yeah.
have any jobs on at the
So
moment.
that would have been 4 gigs down. We
Yeah.
lost 4 gigs because obviously every time we lose a gig, we're obviously losing money, and we're no closer to getting anything sorted.
Was
So
it-
we would've- Yeah.
Was it before the AA guy came that the people came on the basket with the tea and the
Oh,
tea
that
and
was
the
the
Yeah,
woman,
yeah,
yeah.
that lady from the farmhouse with the dog brought us
Yeah.
coffee and cakes, didn't
That
she?
was quite
She was
nice.
nice.
We had a good game of kick the can.
Yeah, we kicked a can around. That was a good game.
Same
To be fair to him, we had a few people stop, didn't we? And ring
Yeah.
mechanics, but obviously it was a fucking Friday night and no one wanted to save us. Then yeah. Oh, and then George, so our friend George, shout out to him because he saved us. Came with Shane and Kelly, who were some of his friends.
Wait, before
Oh,
that.
yeah, so-
before
yeah.
that. So when we got told there was no way on earth that the van was.
Oh no, before so I rang the promoter at Groningen, was like, this is the situation. She was like, okay, it's fine, we can push it back. It's not a problem. If you can get the van here, because that was it. The van was fucked. We could either have it towed home or like get it repatriated. Obviously we'd need another van. Or we could get it towed to Groningen, but once you've done that, you can't then get it repatriated. She was like, oh, if you bring it here, there's like 200 people that live it. There'll be a mechanic. They'll be able to fix it. But if they couldn't have fixed it,
Yeah.
we were then stuck in Groningen and had to pay to get it back. So we had to roll that dice. And then she kept going, oh, we'll push it back. And then it was like, yeah, I don't think this is going to happen. But then George was like, I can come with 2 cars and we'll just get you and your gear. And then by
Yeah.
that point,
Because we
you
were like, what, 2 hours
Yeah.
from the
I
venue
think,
or
hour and a half,
something?
2
So
hours.
They did
Well,
3-4 hour round trip to just come and save us.
Yeah, in
And
cars
So
as well.
we like load into these 2 cars. We've got all the instruments we need
Yeah,
for
but-
gigs.
Oh, no, but
But
Pete,
prior to that,
we
was
didn't
like-
think we were going to get
we
to
didn't
play,
think we were
did
going to get there, so I smoked a whole blunt.
And
got
then George
far
turned
too
up.
high, and the second I'd finished smoking that blunt, Katie walked around and went, "They're sending the car. We're gonna get to play the show." And I was just like, "Oh fuck!" I was like, "I've made a terrible mistake here. I am far too high to do anything." And then when they came and picked us up, Shane and Kelly, amazing, and George, I just remember being sat in the back of that car, hugging my back.
Chewing your bag.
Chewing
You weren't,
the
you weren't hugging it,
handle
you were
on your
chewing
bag.
it.
We're just trying to like a severe amounts of copium, trying to think, how am I going to do this? Like first gig of tour, like I really don't
First
feel
gig
like
of
I'm on
tour,
this planet.
And we had fuck all instrument. We had to take the bare minimum,
Yeah,
didn't we? So we
yeah,
didn't
yeah,
have
yeah.
any. You didn't have barely any of our own shit. We had guitars, you had breakables and horns, and that was it. There was nothing else, was there? No merch, no like cabs, no fucking backdrop, anything. Got there at midnight. This was meant to have finished by 10 or something.
We had to just abandon the van in the
Abandon the van
hands
on the side of the road.
nice Dutchman who told us he was going to take it to a garage.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that was it. When he took the van.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, because we had to go back to it the next day when
Yeah,
we got
that
the
was
rental
it.
van, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah. Oh yeah, that was it. So he
Got
took the
towed,
van,
didn't it?
towed to some garage. We played that gig at like midnight, and most people had stuck around. Which
Well,
was
they were all
fucking
battered by
hysterical.
then, weren't they? They'd been stood around drinking with nothing to do for 2 hours, waiting for us to turn up like mad cunts.
That was a
Fair
really,
play to him.
a
That
really
was-
fun show to kick things off. I
Yeah.
think because we'd all, gone through that thing of being like, oh, this sucks, we're not going to get to
Yeah,
play.
yeah.
What a way to kick off the tour. And then like, oh shit, the day's saved. Like,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think
yeah.
it really like, It was a real fun kind of lift of the spirits.
Yeah,
Just,
that was
like,
good.
Yeah,
I remember-
Big up Zach for keeping all those people there as well, man.
yeah, man.
I know.
I remember putting cymbals on the kit and thinking this is going to end in tears. I just feel so. And the second we started the first song, I was like, I'm fine. This is great. And then from then on, I just got high before every show because apparently I'm better. I was like-
I remember, yeah, because then, yeah, George was like, my friend has a van rental company. I
Oh,
can
yeah.
sort you a van. We're like, cool, fucking amazing. Like, I mean, it's not ideal, but fuck me. We've made the first gig against the odds, and then we've got another van. And then, so I, as a day job, work for the ambulance service. And we currently, our fleet is these Fiat ambulances, which are absolute dog shit. They break all the time. Loads of problems with them. And George, I mean, absolute saviour. I'm not in, like, we were very grateful for what he did, but he turned up in this Citroen van, which is essentially the exact same thing as these ambulances. Everything about it was the same other than the badge. It was, and as soon as I saw it and got in it, I was like, this van is going to be a piece of shit. I can tell you now this van is going to fucking break. And it did quite considerably. So so then we had to blitz it. Where were we the next day? Aachen in Germany. So I remember, so we had to load that van. It also had seats, but it had windows all round, didn't it? Which obviously for a band van is not ideal because everyone can see your shit in the back and can just break them. Yeah, so yeah, where are we now?
Irish
Midnight.
pub.
Yeah, yeah, that was it. Yeah, and then yeah, so we got in the van,
We got
drove it there.
Everything was fine on the drive there.
Yeah. Oh, we had to go to that place and get all the gear, didn't we?
Yeah.
Out of the compound, and they had that
That's
fucking
it.
big gate, and then he was going to leave. Just as we were literally bombing it as fast as we could to
Loaded
get all the shit in.
out of the old van or our van into new van.
Yeah,
And,
And-
Hoovel van.
yeah. But, oh yeah, because that was the other thing, wasn't it? He was like, oh yeah, you can go and my mate can. Oh, that was it, right? Yeah, you can have this van for 2 weeks, but the middle weekend someone's already booked it. So, and we were like, right, okay, well, right now we just need to get to Arkansas. We'll sort something out. And he's like, oh, you can come pay him now. And I was like, yeah, fine. So we went to that really posh like community centre to go meet him, and he just wasn't there. So we didn't actually. We'd nicknamed, what was his name? Jan Hoovel something, but we'd named him Jan Hoovel Van because he
His
had a
company
fleet of
was
vans.
Hoovel van, wasn't it?
Was it Hoovel Van?
Hoovel van was the company.
Was it his actual name? I thought that was a pun
we-
we made up.
I don't know.
But yeah,
Anyone who's actually
Yeah.
listening to this can Google it and let us know. Respond in
So
on
we-
the
yeah.
Facebook page.
so we just left George with a load. We just got in a van. We've never met the man who owned it. Gave George a load of money and fucked off in this van. Bombed it to Aachen. Oh yeah, we got there 20 minutes before doors. Oh, and that was the place as well. That lady had fucking is it art had painted them Converse for us, didn't she? With all the Faint Idea stuff on
Oh,
it.
yeah,
So that was very cool.
I'm trying to remember which one Arkham was. Which one?
Irish pub,
The
Wild
Irish
Rover.
pub.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, which was a good. Yeah, that was a good gig. I remember at the end as well. The tour sheet hadn't been changed, so me, you, and Katie were wandering around in the rain trying to find the hotel. We went because you guys stayed out drinking, didn't you? I think you stayed at the
Yeah.
and we tried to find the accommodation, and we were bouncing from hotel to hotel and like
That's
fucking.
it. There were like
yeah.
2 or 3 that had like nearly identical names.
And we got
or,
in
like,
one,
all-
didn't we? By accident, followed someone in because the door was open because we were convinced it was
Well,
our
we
one.
were
And they
trying
got
the
in
code,
and we're like,
the code
yeah, this
wasn't
isn't it.
working. Someone took pity on us and let us in. Then we were in there like, oh no, this is the wrong place. That's why the code wasn't working.
Now I can't get out.
Brilliant.
And then stayed there, and then yeah. Then the next day we go to load up from the venue, drive the van there, absolutely fine. Park that up, load in through the rain, and we had to cross the main road, bit of a shitter, but then whatever. Loaded the van, and then go to start the van, and the van doesn't fucking start for the first time. So that was the beginning of the bump starting it. We had to. It was on a hill as well, so we had to bump start it in reverse. which,
That's fun.
You taught me how to do that, so that's that's the one thing you've actually helped us with. Well done. And then and then I remember it got to where we had to pump start that van every single time we turned it off. So we stopped in any way turning it off, even to refuel. And then you had to strategically plan where you were going to park it because you had to pump start it every time. And on the way to because that was Castle, and I remember on the way to the gig there was a fuckload of white smoke coming out the back, which is never a good sign. The EML come on. White smoke was coming out the back, and we were having to bump start it. This was the first day we had the fucking van. And I remember texting Jan, saying, "Jan, I don't know, is this van all right?" And he was like, "Oh yeah," like all Dutch people were just extremely happy. He was like, "Oh yeah, absolutely fine. Just take it to a garage when you get a chance." I was like, "It's like there's 4 days until that's going to happen, and we're driving to Switzerland. Like, there's not. What is going on with this man? He's like, oh, I'm sure it's fine. It's like, we're having a bump start. He's like, well, it starts.
It runs. It runs. Don't worry.
That was what, yeah. He was like, does it cut out when it's running? I went, no. And he went, well, that's fine.
That's so good.
He might have been a mechanic, to be honest. That's what all mechanics say, isn't it?
Yeah. Is it running?
Is it running? No, leave it alone then.
Don't trouble.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was a good gig as well. Castle. That was like that was packed, wasn't it? It was a Sunday. I think it was a public holiday, but that was rammed. So when my dad came to, and who else played it? There was a Skinhead band on at the start. I just remember it being absolutely packed.
Is that the venue where like we entered the stage through that hatch? And it
Yeah,
went down
yeah,
the
went
deep
down
bit?
the
Yeah, I
stairs.
remember.
Yeah,
Oh,
that
we
was-
stayed in that really cool apartment as well. That
Yeah,
that,
we had
that,
that massive
that town
apartment,
was
didn't we?
really pretty, wasn't it? I remember
Yeah.
we walked through the park the next day. It was really nice.
Yeah, I went for a run that morning around that park. That was like well plush. It was like, yeah, that was really What else? I'm
Venue
trying
was
to.
wicked, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was
Really
Gold
cool
Groove.
place.
That was really cool
Yeah.
venue. Yeah.
Afterwards, was that the place we were drinking? And you were like, "Oh, maybe next time you can have us back on a Friday or a Saturday night." And
No,
the guy's
no,
like,
no. That was the big venue that we played.
Oh, yeah.
In Holland.
500.
Right.
Yeah.
That was later. That was later in the run.
Okay,
that
sorry,
was.
Yeah.
I've spoiled your story now.
I'll go.
No.
Cut this.
The next one was
So we can edit.
Gotta, which again was that was it. Yeah, that was the Monday. That was like tiny. It was one of them like punk clubs, them ex-squat punk clubs, but it was really tiny. There was only about 20 people there. That wasn't that. It was all right. It was one of them where it was sort of booked on the way to other gigs, sort of thing.
Yeah.
That was all right. We had good food there. I remember. What else? Yeah, what else?
I'm
happened
struggling
there?
to place that one at all.
That was like really small club. We stayed in Bucks. Oh, you were in your sleep busted out a whole verse and chorus of a song in your
Is
sleep.
this the sleep talking one? I feel like I remember the bunk room.
Yeah.
for that one.
Yeah, it was
Is
like
that the one with a really tall bunk room?
yeah. Had
Yeah,
like
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
I don't remember that at all.
There was a local football team. They like loads of the local football supporters come down and told us we had to support them, and I think they were linked to Celtic. So Katie was buzzing. I can't remember what they. Oh, Jena Football Club. They were all like, yeah. Oh no, sorry. We hate Jena Football Club. We are there actually. I can't remember who we support, but it's not Jena. Fuck Jena.
I remember this conversation. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh right, yeah. Fucking hell. And then the next day was driving to Switzerland. So that was on the road by 7 a.m. for a 7-hour drive to Zurich,
Petrol
which
fumes.
was by this
Yeah,
point
the cab was full of diesel.
full
fumes
of
at this
diesel
point.
fumes. Yeah.
Yeah.
We had the weather was fucking shit, and then it was diesel getting pumped in. And I remember thinking, because it used to be, and I don't know if it still is, but it used to be with Switzerland, something to do with the tax. You had to prepay the tax going
You
in.
got stopped. You had to pay on everything.
Everything, every bit of merch you were going to say, you had to
and then
prepay
show
the
a
tax and then
receipt.
claim it back at the end. So loads of people don't even bother taking merch. They just pay for a hotel room, leave their merch at the border, go and do it without merch, and then come back. But we didn't get stopped, and that was good. Venue was really cool.
We
Got
think
downstairs.
That was because of the Hoovel van, though, right? Because
yeah,
we were in
probably.
a
It was
Dutch plate van.
Yeah.
They didn't know we were English.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah. So then we set up, and then
we got there. We started to set up, and you and Katie went for a lie down in the back
Back
because
room.
It'd been like a fucking long drive, and it was horrible.
Yeah.
And then Katie kind of came out and was like, it was so weird because like I've never seen you
that
ill.
ill. Yeah.
I mean ill.
No,
full
I don't
stop.
usually
Like,
get ill.
I
That was
lived
fucking
with you
weird.
for fucking
Yeah.
years, and I never saw you actually ill.
Yeah.
Like it's
and that weren't even like that was a weird illness as well because it come on out of nowhere.
yeah.
It might have been diesel poison, but it come on. I just remember stood in that back room. There was all the sofas. I was just fucking laid down and pulled my hat over my eyes, and I was just lay there like fucking hell, like spinning out.
Well, you came on stage for sound check, and
Yeah.
like you came on stage and you started
Like
setting up your
fucking
bass and doing your
zombie.
stuff,
I had
and then you
absolutely
just
no idea where I
you
was.
just zoned out. You just
Yeah.
like kind of was like, "Right, hold this for a second." Went back, just.
I
fucking, you were done.
remember
Dunsville.
the girl on sound was just like, "Oh, can you play some bass?" And I just remember looking around, thinking, "I have no idea where I am or what I'm doing here at all." And then like walked off stage. I remember trying to have a shower and just throwing up everywhere in that shower, vomiting everywhere. And I was like, "Oh, I need to lie down." I'll go right. And Katie took me back to the hotel in this driver. It was like really posh Merc, like limo, not limo, but like people carry one, but extra long, like really plush. And he just kept like stop starting. I was like, I am gonna throw up in this car if you don't drive better than this. And then I remember getting to the hotel. I had no idea what was going on. The promoter accidentally had forgotten to prepay for the hotel, so we had to sort that out. And I just remember getting in the room and just laying down and then laying there for 16 hours, just vomiting and just in absolute agony. That was horrible.
It was the stage where like because
you were all still there with all the
well,
merch,
because
weren't you?
we were all at the thing getting sporadic updates from Katie being like, you know, I really don't think he's going to be okay. Like, if this keeps up, we might have to take to hospital with this kind of shit. So we had to go and basically break the news to the promoter and be like, we're really sorry, but like, I know we've literally turned up and set everything up and you've seen all of us, but he's dying. Like, you know, we're not going to be able to do this. And like,
yeah, that was mad because I couldn't keep any water down.
Yeah.
I got me like
It
hydration
was-
things, so I couldn't keep any water down. I just remember I kept begging her to give me diazepam and knock me out because she was like, "That's a really bad idea."
I had to come like with another supply of like toilet rolls and cleaning products for Katie. But I just brought it to this hotel. So
I
here
just
you go.
as soon as I drank water, it'd be like 10 minutes later, it'd just be straight back up again. I just kept throwing up in the bin, and then that was so weird. And then at like 2 a.m, I woke up, rolled over, threw up one more time, and then I was just like back in the room, and I was like, "What the fuck was that? That was fucking mental."
Yeah, I
Still
remember-
never had
no, it
anything
was
like that.
ended up the
We still sold merch though, didn't we?
well, he still sold quite a bit of merch, which was weird. And yeah, luckily the sport band whose name I am
Canistrom.
Canistrom, that's the one.
Canistrom.
They fucking stepped up to the plate. And,
Yeah, I remember going and asking
They
them.
added like a load of covers to their set, and they bulked out their set to, be like, you know, a double set. And yeah, very kindly allowed me to jump up for a few of them as well. So yeah, some of
Again,
us
we've
still
got
played
footage
that,
of.
right?
We can.
You know, that's, you know, it's not like you
Tough
lightweights.
ones.
That's it. That's it. Some of us. But so yeah, it was a real shame because I think
That was a cool venue, wasn't it?
Really cool venue. Again, I don't think we've played
Switzerland. Last time we
before,
played
have
Switzerland was
It's
2013 when
long
we had
old
that
time.
runner. That
Oh fuck
posh as shit.
yeah. But like. So
Yeah,
yeah,
so,
we will be back.
We
need to redeem ourselves on that one, don't we?
Yeah.
Yep.
Any
That was
Swiss
genuine.
Swiss
And
listeners?
then,
That was the best
yeah,
vegan curry
right.
I
Because
ever had as well.
the next night was it was a 650 cap venue on a Wednesday night, so it was like it looked. I mean, there was probably 20, 30 people there. It wasn't great turnout, but then obviously when you're in a 650 cap room, it looked like absolute
Wait,
fuck all.
before we move on, you just mentioned was that the beginning of Marky Mark's Foodie Food?
What's that? Oh wait,
The vegan curry that Mark could not let
It
go of.
actually ate it. So
Mark-
for anyone listening or watching, like,
Mark survives basically on fags and coffee.
yeah,
Black
that's
coffee and
all,
fags.
all I think he ever ate.
All the nutrients I don't even need.
five a day of each.
So you know the trend,
Round up
the trend
tobacco
of
and
figuring out if
coffee.
things are cake or not. The trend of figuring out if things are cake. If you cut Mark open, it's just coffee and cigarettes. But yeah, so we started
Because
a
we'd
Food
been in
blog.
Switzerland, missed it, but then it was that Rude Tins band who were from Switzerland and requested to play with us. So we didn't play with them in Switzerland, but they did play with them in Lindau. That was a cool venue.
That was the gig where I asked the guy if we could come back on another night.
Oh,
and he
yeah,
was like,
yeah.
"Oh no, you're not big enough."
Friday, Saturday.
Fair play, fair
Oh,
play.
cheers, yeah, humble me, you fucker.
That
It was
such a
mental,
I
good
though,
thought we were
night.
getting on.
That was,
That was mad though, because it was like you looked at the poster, it was like no effects, Rancid, all this. It was like fucking hell. Like
Yeah.
why are we here by ourselves?
That was a good show.
Good
And again,
fun,
like,
good
as
day.
you say, it wasn't.
Oh, and Katie had a harem of men at that point, didn't she? Because
Yeah.
that Swiss band, most of them were mechanics or something.
Yeah.
One was an F1 mechanic, so they kept going like, "We can fix the van, we can fix." And
They
to
were all
be
about as
fair-
useful as all the other mechanics.
Yeah,
who fucking
obviously all
looked at it.
mechanics are useless.
What's that?
But yeah, but he did. To be fair, he did line it up. Didn't he? He said the starter mode wasn't. Does this make sense? In line or something. So when he lined up the
I
starter
can
mode.
tell you anything here. You ain't gonna know.
No, I know. Yeah. I just thought
No,
you
no,
might
no,
know as
no,
well.
no.
It's just mechanic code. He'll just agree and go, yeah, he did the right thing. Yeah,
I fucking
yeah.
know. I spent the last 2 years trying to get any of them to do anything.
Either the last
Anyone to
person was
fix a
entirely
van.
right and I'm going to do the exact same thing,
That's
or
what
the
you
last
think
person.
it is, that's what it is.
Yeah, so they did. To be fair, they did sort of fix the van, but not really. He didn't actually get the van fixed.
Yeah.
So that was a good.
So
and then
orbited Katie.
yeah. And then the next gig was Nuremberg, which was one of the best ones on the tour. That was the Conrad crew. Which is
yeah.
a great festival anyway. And yeah, that was rammed, wasn't it? For a Thursday night, I think that was.
Yeah,
That
Is that
was
the one with too much smoke on stage?
Yeah, well, that was
though?
the thing. The
I
stage
couldn't
was
see
really
anybody.
wide. You were at the opposite side to me, so we
There's that
couldn't see
post in
each other.
between us, yeah.
And then there was a post in between us, and then he kept pumping dry like smoke, and I was still ill. Like, I'd still just got over this thing, and I got asthma, and he kept turning. I was like, but he kept like running on, going, no, it looks better in pictures, and then running off, or I could be like, I'm gonna fucking die, mate. I can't fucking breathe.
Was that the one where did you turn it off and he
I
turned it back on?
I turned it off and unplugged it.
Did
and he
you
ran
not
back on
get
and
the
turned it
point?
on. And I was like, "Can you please stop this? I'm fucking my lungs are shot to bits here." But that gig was good though, wasn't it? I remember. Yeah, where did we? Oh, we stayed in that big flat that night as well, didn't we? Yeah, that was one of the best gigs that night, I think.
that was a really
What was the
fun one.
band called that played before us? They were really, really good and really friendly German band.
Clusterfuck.
Clusterfuck. Yeah, they were
Yeah.
really good. That was
Oh, I remember. Yeah, they were good.
yeah,
No, well fun.
that was a really good gig. It was a
That
weird-
was the one where like a room adjacent to the venue had a load of people doing. It looked like it was a kind of martial arts club.
Oh,
It was
yeah,
people
yeah,
running
yeah,
around
yeah.
with like boffer swords, like the fake LARPing ones.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Just fucking whacking each
Oh,
other. It
yeah,
was like,
yeah.
I was in the wrong room. Basically. Like, it was a really good gig. I had a great time, but I do kind of wish I'd been in the other room whacking people with foam swords.
And also this was getting to the point because obviously, as I said, we needed to rent that van, and then the weekend was coming up, and Jan Hoovel van was saying, "Oh yeah, they haven't got another car sorted," and I was like, "Look, we're going to be in Austria, so we will pay for him to have another vehicle. We are not driving back from Austria and the Czech Republic to drop a van for 2 days to then drive back to East Germany." So
It's
that
the
was
whole
still
thing of just-
ongoing.
and we were just in this liminal space where it's like, technically, we've just stolen this van at this point. Like, if
We've stolen it for the 2 days that haven't happened yet. We've paid for it up to the Friday. We're going to steal it for the weekend, then we're going to pay for it again on the Monday.
We're premeditating a
Yeah,
vehicle
yeah.
steal, some GTA right now. Yeah.
But he kept texting going, "Oh, they're having struggle with one of the van." And I was like, "I don't know what to tell you, mate. We're not bringing this van back. What you want to do with that is up to you." I mean, we'd pay for it. That's not a problem. But we're not driving back from the Czech Republic to drop a van for 2 days. So that was an ongoing concern. That was like, what was that? The Thursday. We needed. They wanted it back for the Saturday, didn't they?
Yeah.
And then the next one was Bayreuth, which was. So we went to Tommen and Katie bought in-ear monitors. So that was. We must have done that the day before because she tried them at. She tried mine at Nuremberg. didn't
Yeah.
she? That was the first time Katie had ever heard her saxophone while she was playing. She had in-ears. She looked like a little kid that had cochlear implants.
That's
for the
it.
First
It was
time.
like that whole
Deaf
thing when they
kid, but
first
like,
hear.
"Oh
They're like,
my god, I can hear my own instrument."
straight to Toman to buy,
Yeah.
buy a whole rig. Yeah.
Yeah, and then we tried on them. They had all them headphones, and they had open back with like the €1,500
Oh my
headphones.
God,
They were
yeah,
fucking mad,
The
weren't
most
they?
expensive headphones in the world.
Yeah.
That was crazy. And the biggest drum kit in the world outside, which
Yeah,
was fun.
giant drum kit.
Still a rack tom on a fucking snare stand. though. I just want to put it out to the world. If you're a drummer as your rack tom on a snare stand, get in the fucking sea.
Grow
Enough
up.
said. Grow up. Just be better. Do better.
And then that was Glass House for our old friend Thomas. That was
was a
good
cool
again. It was
show.
on the
Really fun.
uni campus, wasn't it? So that was really good.
That's the situation of one of the maddest shows I think we ever
Yeah,
played a few years
yeah,
back.
yeah.
Until
Oh, when you had to do the
everything just went
pilgrimage.
mad.
Yeah.
And it was just snowy and just chaos and carnage, but such a cool venue. The one where there's
It's like a youth venue,
hanging
isn't it? Yeah.
lights all over the bar, and you can tell when people are having fun because the bar staff will just start like
twacking
whacking
the
the
lights.
lights. The whole things will be like going back and forth. It's,
Yeah, and that was the time before. It isn't a great story. This might have to get cut. The time before, there was a big Euro dance party after, and then we were all dancing. There was a speaker next to her, and this guy was dancing up there, and it wasn't his fault, but Katie was stood here, and then his mate just pantsed him right in front of her, so she turned around and just had a flaccid penis in her face, which wasn't ideal. And then the guy was obviously really embarrassed because it wasn't his fault. It was his fucking dickhead mate, and then his mate asked Katie to fucking review his feet. It made him even more embarrassed. And then this time round, Kate was on merch, and the guy nervously went up to her and was like, "Hello, do you remember me?" That poor bastard.
That's hilarious.
Face doesn't look familiar.
Yeah. And then we stayed. Weirdly enough, we ended up staying at his friend's house, and we were all into like weird kink rope sex when it stayed at these people's flat, and then just
that was
everywhere
that-
you looked,
yeah,
there was
that
kink
weird
stuff.
flat. Oh,
That was a
Just
precursor.
sex-positive students.
There was
There
there was rope stuff everywhere in the bathroom, like literally everywhere. There was kink stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, there was sounds. They were nice people. Fair play to them. But it was just like, this
not,
is everywhere.
not the first interaction with kinky.
No,
people.
yeah. There's more to come.
That's
that
just the
was like a
beginning.
little taste of that one. Wasn't it?
Stick around for more.
Very early start. Right, we had to get to Vienna. Vienna, and that was mental to drive around Vienna, wasn't it? Do you remember we had to? I remember the load-in was like through an archway,
Oh, yeah. It was-
and there was nowhere to turn the van around. It was
Oh,
You had to
yeah.
like just pull out of a main road down
Yeah.
a tiny fucking walkway.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
that was
then
a tough one.
have to do like a 9-point turn in the fucking tiny
Yeah.
thing each time. It was
And
mental,
then- Yeah, I remember setting up there, and do you remember the sound techs didn't speak much English and were shouting at each other in Austrian
Oh, yeah,
and
they just
German,
had
like they
full-on
were.
fucking fight,
Oh no,
it
shit!
sounded like.
Before that, we went to where we were staying, didn't we? And we
Oh,
went to
yeah.
that
The
an actual
fascist
palace.
place,
That
yeah,
literal castle.
Yeah.
It was
There's
fucking
no
mad.
way they're gonna let us in here.
I don't think I've ever stayed anywhere that posh. That was insane.
The concierge just giving the look.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
he's not here.
I do love that when we get booked to never as posh as that, but even normal hotels, then we rock up at 3 a.m. like sweaty, looking like we do.
Our bed
Like,
suites,
oh, you're right.
our bedrooms had like 2 floors.
Two
of them.
floors, mezzanine levels, like yeah. So we went there. I remember getting to the gig and the sound techs kicking off at each other and just being furious with each other for some reason. They didn't tell us, and it took ages to wire everything in. That sound tech took fucking ages to do, and then
Is that the one where you set up all your ears?
and then we'd set up all the in-ear monitors.
And then the opening
Got
band
that
brought their
sorted.
own in-ear rig as well, and
And then just
fucked everything
unplugged
up.
everything.
Yeah.
They'd never used it before. Unplugged all the things, and they hadn't labelled any of the leads. And there was a good support band that day. Actually, that was that Rocksteady Conspiracy. They were quite
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
I think they've been going quite. And then and I remember no one told us that they'd messed around with the monitors. And I remember just going into the start of the set machine. And then me, you, and Katie all looking at each other like, this isn't working, is it? Fuck.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then just starting like, fuck. And then we're in. And then just having to flag the whole thing.
Just
and then,
watching everyone just scamble, pull their
Yeah,
ears
yeah,
out.
just
like,
out, out.
I'll
Everything's
go
too
blind. I'll go blind.
And then
it's
I was
fine."
going like, can I have this up in my ears? And it'd just be like Katie Sachs just goes through the roof. And I'm like, fucking hell, like piercing my ears. So we just done that whole thing with because there's obviously as well, because we had in-ears, they didn't have any wedges. So we had no monitors
Yeah,
whatsoever.
yeah. It was a hard one, that was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we packed out, went and got food, went back to the palace. And that was absolutely ridiculous, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Their
that
own
was.
lounge
And I remember
area
the
at
next
bottom.
the next morning.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone just getting
Silver
involved
platter,
on
wasn't
that.
it?
On that, everyone's like they look like they've
Massive
paid
platter.
extra money for this expensive like buffet dinner. And you know what? I'm just getting involved. I'm just going to try and find what I can out of this food.
Yeah.
Eat what I can.
That was nothing for
That-
us.
no, I think I had bread and jam. So I had about
Yeah.
6 bread, 6 jams. That's all we got. But it was like proper silver platter, wasn't it? It
Yeah,
was like proper silver. Everyone like posh families everywhere. And then we're just in a corner, all our holders for tour. It's like-
half asleep.
Yeah.
By the door.
I remember smoking outdoors and like this, like obviously these like families from the United Emirates just come out in their like fluffy like leggings and stuff,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
all Armani shit, and I was like, oh, now you're getting into
Aye,
that fucking Ferrari. It's like,
Yeah.
I'm there cut off.
They ain't got a Ford Transit, have they? Oh, we didn't even have that, did we?
No, we
They didn't have Yan Yan Hoover
we were in
vans.
the Hoover van at this
We had-
point, weren't we?
that was the fucking thing. We had to pump start the van, didn't we?
Every single show up until this point, every time the van has needed to be bump started, is chucking smoke. I think
There was
the
so many
smell
posh cars there.
did
There was-
chill out a little bit.
There was
after
one or
it
two.
We
killed
just
you.
kept the aircon on, didn't we? And it was
Oh yeah,
psyching out.
just all the windows open.
Because I
Just
remember
really
there was Ferraris, there was Porsche, I think there was a Bugatti there were all these cars, and there was just this shitty van. And they were like, "Come on, mate, give us a push, look. We're gonna fucking this isn't starting unless you can help us out here." And then the next one. Actually, this is 3 sporting events that has fucked us this year. There's Bohuslavis, the Czech gig. So we left.
Oh yeah.
Leave earlier in the
yeah.
noise bar. And I remember the logo, like a grindcore logo. So I was like, cool, punk club in Czech and whatever. And I remember driving there and it was just rural as shit. There was nothing for miles. And I was like, we were like half a mile away. And
It
I
was
was
like
like,
School Hall,
where the
wasn't it?
fuck is this? Yeah. And it was just like, tiny little picturesque Czech village. And then just fucking grindcore punk bar bang in the middle of it, attached to that school hall, that school fete thing. So that was all right.
Well, first of all,
the night of the
and then the Czech Republic had made it to the Ice Hockey World Final.
Cup. Yeah.
And everyone was like, yeah, even because ice hockey is their main sport, and then it was just like everyone was just like, yeah, everyone is watching this. No one is leaving the house. This is big that they've made it to the World Final. We're like, wicked. We're in the middle of nowhere. It's just going to be a ball ache anyway.
And then it didn't directly affect us weather-wise, but there was like a massive storm happening, like 5-10 miles away or something like this.
Because during
And then
sound check, everything cut out.
That's it.
And then we just had to wait, didn't we? It wasn't just cut out. It cut out, and then we had to just wait for the power to come back on.
It was a power cut, but then it'd last like 20 minutes, half an hour or so, and like it wasn't so bad during the day, but as soon as like it started getting dark, like that, every room in there was just like pitch black.
The entire village just cut out of power.
That's it.
Because I remember once again, for the second time in a row, we'd done all the in-ear monitor mixing, getting it done. Like, yeah, we got it sorted. Power cut, all wiped out. Start again. And then
that
was it. Shifty Griffs played. Our mates band. They were good, but they done one song, Power cut, and that was that.
And then 20-minute gap. And then
was that thingy from Jet 8?
Yeah.
Martin.
And then I will go on record, but like we were there were about 4 or 5 people that weren't watching the hockey that actually came to see the show.
I wanted to watch
promoter,
the hockey. I would rather have been watching the hockey.
And that's it, because of everything that happened with Shifty Griffs and like them playing one song and it going, it was kind of this vibe of like, I mean, we'll get a couple songs in, and then there'll be a power cut, and then we'll get to like watch the hockey, and we'll have a nice time. And like, no, we played a full fucking hour and 15 minutes. There was no escaping that one.
I remember thinking, like, yeah, let's just not play. Like, there's no point. Everyone's watching the hockey. We want to watch the hockey. We're here. Like, and then he was like, oh, look, the power's come back on. Like, fucking brilliant. Excellent.
The 5 people that watched us loved us.
The other thing about that day was that when we went to our digs beforehand and we got the key for the room, the weird little, the upstairs floor flat thing. And then when we'd put all of our valuables in there, locked the whole thing away and went to come back to the venue, we left and the little old lady who lived underneath was like, the key? Just like wouldn't let us take the key to where we had locked all of our own stuff. No, I will look after that. We're like, oh, cool. All right, yeah, we'll trust you with that.
That was Soviet as fuck as well. There was like all the beds were rock hard. I was like, this is Soviet as fuck. This is
yeah.
But yeah, that was an experience. Wasn't it?
That was a good crack. That was a good crack.
That was and the next one was Berlin, which was Schokoladen, which is always
your best mate.
Yeah, and that day, I can't remember the fucking bloke's name. Jaden Hostler. We got a message on Instagram from someone with a blue tick. I don't really know. I just know that means they're known. And I just assumed, no, that was it. He added us first. And I was like, okay, that's a bit weird. I don't know who this bloke is, but he's like millions of followers or whatever. But I just thought it's like his team adding us. Then he DM'd us and was like, hey, I'm in Berlin. I want to come to your gig. And I was like, what the fuck does this prick want to come to our gig for? Like, he's signed to Travis Barker's record label. He does like pop songs. Like, what the fuck do you want to come see us for? Obviously didn't say that. And then, and that was it, because we looked him up online and then we got onto Wikipedia and at the bill it was like legal allocation troubles and we were like, fucking hell, don't let it be weird. Don't let it be weird sex stuff. Yeah, it was drugs, that's fine. And then,
the one
that happened.
Pop punk that isn't a nonce.
Yeah. Yet. And then,
Oh, for fuck's sake.
yeah, that might be a bit much.
I didn't even say it before. So you
Yeah.
can't have a go.
Cut that.
Yeah, and Schokoladen's always good because it's tiny and that always ridiculously sweaty in it. Like that was we had the giant pizzas again.
Fucking
Stefan came to see us.
Oh yeah.
And
Is
then
that when Stefan and Yannicka met?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. So Stefan's our booking agent, who's so German. Other Germans can't understand. Well, I thought it was just lost in translation, where like German and English. It's not. Like other Germans can't understand him in any respect. So that was always interesting.
Good old boy that sorts us out.
Yeah. Lovely. But no idea what he's saying. Yes. We had to go. Yeah, that was a laundry day when we had to rush all our shit across town and do massive wash.
I sat in a laundromat for an hour.
Yeah.
Like I was in a jeans advert.
So then, played the gig. Gig was really good. And then that Jaden did come down and his mate with his mate Onyx.
Oh yeah.
I thought I thought he was named after the hip hop group. You thought he was named after a Pokemon, and he was not happy with either of them. They are considerably younger and more successful than us, and we were just insulting.
I don't think the Pokemon's an insult. There's worse. There's worse Pokemon to be named after. This is true.
Yeah, and as always, that was like ridiculously hot. I've got here. I'll get through 2 big bottles of water and still thought we were going to pass out. That was mad because it just rams in, doesn't it? And it's just like there's the stage, and then it's just right on you, and then just people stacked up around the outside. So that was and then once again bump starting the van in the city, parallel parking, and then having to bump start a van. What was the next one? Hamburg. Which one was Hamburg? Oh, Hafenklang. Yeah. Oh, Christ. Yeah. This is an ongoing thing, isn't it? Because we got
this is the first show with
Borgsinger. No, Borgsinger done Berlin.
Oh,
That
they
was the
did.
first
Oh,
one.
yeah, they did. Yeah, they did.
But Hafenklang. So we got there, and then the guy come out and was like, "Oh, the gig's downstairs tonight. It's a bigger room. It's sold well anyway." And then he was like, "Oh, it's because we're having a 30-person meeting upstairs early. And this is like an ex sort of squat anarchist centre anyway, so it was going to be a 30-person lefty meeting where they had to agree on something, which I'm fucking glad I'm not involved in that, because getting 2 lefties to agree on fucking anything is hard enough. And then there was a bit of tension there.
The anti-Deutsch statement.
Yeah, and then it was like fucking, which we didn't know what it was at the time, and then at the end I remember the gig was really good. I remember him coming down at the end saying, "Oh, it sounded more fun down here," and then I don't even know if he told me it or someone else. It was the anti-Deutsche stuff, which is like, obviously, the fucking nutty.
Was it not the sound guy who told us that it was like, oh, they have to make a decision?
Yeah,
about
as a
whether
venue, they were putting out a thing, and they sided with anti-Deutsche,
and
so
half
everyone
of
fucking boycotted them now.
Well, that's why Catbite called their show. There, wasn't it,
yeah,
on the
fair
store?
play. Fair play. It's it's bullshit. It's I mean, I don't know what the conversations went on.
I walked through that a few times when I definitely shouldn't have done, and just was like, ooh.
Do you know what's fucking mad as well? That venue, that's both times we've been there, is the ping pong club upstairs at the. Do you remember on a Tuesday they do this night which is secret? You're not allowed to take phones in or anything like that.
He said on a podcast.
Yeah.
Not allowed to take phones in. They had no rules about talking about it on the podcast though. We've got you, Germany.
It's not Fight Club, mate. It's not Fight Club.
And then
I fucking hope not.
You go up, and then it was fucking cool. They had a
Tuesday,
DJ
Fight
playing
Club
like
upstairs.
90s hip hop, and then they just had a ping pong table in the middle, and you all pick up a bat, and you have one hit, but you circle around the table. So you take your hit and move, and then it like, if you miss or it goes out, you're out, and then it obviously thins down until it's 1-on-1, and then it's like best of 3 in it.
Yeah.
But it's like you get slowly more hammered, and then like walking around in a circle while his music's blaring. That was but that was it was in that room that they were having that meeting. So. Yeah, up and
A
down.
lot less fun.
A lot less fun than that. Maybe they settle their differences with ping pong.
Oh, well, did you still go in there and try and umpire?
Wasn't that the show when we also decided to abandon the Hoovel van and rent a third van?
Yeah.
Van number 3 of the tour.
At this point, there were I don't know how many lights were on that fucking dashboard, but I think there was the EML, there was diesel cabs in the in the cab.
Wasn't it? We looked up some of it, and for 3 or 4 of the problems individually, it was like, do not drive this van.
Do not
It's
drive this
safe.
van. You need to stop.
We kept getting that for
What was it? Was it? It weren't oil, but it was something else. It was like, this is quite serious.
No, it was the oil light was orange for the whole time we had it, and then one day it started flashing red.
Yeah, that
was like,
yeah.
oh, that's changed.
And I kept texting the whole time we were doing this. Every day I'd be texting Jan, going like, Jan, is this, what's going on with this van? It's not really good. Well, it's okay. It just needs new oil. And I'm like, no, Jan, this van is broken. Why will you not accept this van is broken? It was that whole thing
of like, right, if we can find another van, can we send it back to you? And it was like, no,
yeah.
it's not covered. Like,
Katie sorted out that. Oh, what were they called? They really hooked us up. They were
fucking good old boys.
I can't remember the name.
They were like a band rental.
They were proper. They do like
in
big
Hamburg.
bands. Yeah.
We'll drop in the name here.
And then
It's gonna flash above my head.
I remember going. We had to go and get. Yeah, so we had to. We drove Jan's van to the van rental place, and the plan was to just abandon it and let him sort it out because it was fucked, and he seemed to want to refuse it. It was fucked. Despite there being white smoke, it doesn't start. There's a fucking Christmas tree level of fucking lights on the dashboard. So we dumped that there, got an actual van, which is again the poshest van we've ever sat in. Each seat was, it was a VW Crafter, which we will never be able to afford. But that was like we had each seat was a
so
bucket
nice.
seat. We had
Good.
plug sockets
Yeah.
everywhere, and aircon, and everything, didn't it? That
Watch
was
wrestling on a laptop while
Yeah.
driving through German motorways.
That was-
It's the
yeah.
dream.
It was lush. I've never slept so well in a moving vehicle in my entire life.
that was fucking ridiculous. That van when it had everything. Like we're never gonna be able to afford that either. Vice Baden. I genuinely can't remember this one. Which one was this? Right, I've got in my notes. I've got go and collect new van. Company incredible, no problems. Pick everyone up and get en route to the gig. Cool venue next to a skate park. Great fun. Oh, I do remember this. City Speak and Borgzinger. Weird noise on snare that never goes away. I remember that winding you up. It was underground. There was a skate park next door. We pulled up in the new van and we stayed upstairs. It was like
Yes.
it kind of felt like an office building.
Venue with the dog.
Yeah.
It was dog day.
Yeah. What was the snare thing? I can't remember.
I can't remember. I vaguely remember it now. There was a weird it weren't quite feedback, but you know when it goes on too long, it's like. But that went on the whole gig. And they just didn't sort it.
Yeah. But the venue had a cool dog, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and
That was really
Katie
well.
snapped her leg that gig. That was it. That was that day's disaster. We picked up the new van, and then Katie jumped on stage and then snapped one of the tendons in the back of her leg. And then, and that woman come up to Katie on merch and had a picture of her sister that looked exactly like her. It was like her doppelganger.
I don't know if I knew that.
Yeah, it was weird. She was like, "Oh, you look exactly like my sister," and then it picked out, and it could have been Katie on this picture. It was
That's mental.
Yeah, it was really weird.
I just want to throw props out to Katie for the fact that she did that on that day with her leg and then managed to just absolutely throw it down the whole rest of the tour.
Yeah,
like,
just
no
kept
fucks
going.
given, just kept going. I'll worry about the injury when I get back. Like fair fucking fucks to that. Do you know what I mean? Like big
Yeah.
ups.
And then Jena, I got Mission of a Drive due to traffic. Cool. Oh, that was when we played with the Sensitives. And then I've got Katie's limping.
They were cool. Sensitives
Sensitives
were
really
Big
good
up those
from
guys.
Sweden. We had a go at Germans about sparkling water because it's disgusting.
And driving
all
as
right.
always.
And driving, and they're driving.
No, driving, you're right.
Yeah.
But sparkling water is great.
No, it's just not, is it? And then we started the next day with a big buffet breakfast with the Sensitives and Thomas and all that in the venue. That was really cool.
That was really cool.
And then
all these shows we were gigging with Borgzinger.
Yeah,
weren't we?
yeah.
Yeah.
it was always great fun.
Fucking wicked band, and yeah, it was really nice to I don't know, have it was like 4 of the last 5 shows or 5 of the last 6 shows or something.
Mm.
It was like a kind of a mini run within a run with those lot, which
Yeah.
was really really nice just to have.
And then but that was the day we went to go and play that festival, and it was hossing it down with rain.
Yeah.
So,
So this
weather
was the
warning.
day we didn't play with Borgs, and they had
Yeah,
a different
yeah.
gig, and we had this festival and drove fucking hours across Germany.
it was like the highest paid gig on the tour, and then it just
we got
pissing
there,
down the whole way.
got to the hotel. It was a nice hotel.
and then they text on the
then-
way going, "Oh yeah, no," because it was on the way there. They
It's
were like,
half
"Oh
hour
yeah,
out.
it's we're having to pull today because the weather's it's torrential. It's
Well,
really
that's-
Like
I
the
think
river was
both-
going to bust the banks or something.
Yeah,
they said,
yeah.
right?
Both Borgzinger and the Sensitives tried their best to get us onto the gigs they were playing.
Yeah, that was
day,
it, yeah,
and
yeah.
It was but unfortunately we only found out it was cancelled when we were literally 20 minutes out on the other side of Germany.
yeah."
And
So we went to that really posh hotel.
had a bath,
Snuck
watched
in.
wrestling.
Had a bath,
Great.
yeah. And
get-
just got really
I was
hammered.
going to say we
on-
got bollocks, didn't we?
Yeah, there's nothing. I couldn't
Absolutely
leave because there was
destroyed.
no fucking. You couldn't go anywhere because of the weather.
We went and had a meal in that steakhouse place,
Yeah.
and then we just went and did we buy Jaeger?
Yeah, we
Yeah,
went to
of
his
course,
service
yeah.
station, didn't we? There was
say
a place
we,
to get
Mark
beer.
bought
Mark
Jaeger.
bought, yeah, twatted in the hotel, didn't we? Which was, it's all right, but I'd rather have played a gig.
Well, yeah, I mean,
As I say, I watched wrestling in the bath.
and then,
Yeah, we all had our own room pretty
Yeah,
much
it's
that
great.
night as well.
and then the next gig was the last gig, which was that
In the
was
middle
that
of a
weird one.
forest.
It was and it was again, it was really well paid, but there was barely anybody there. It was an odd
Yeah, it's
gig.
strange. Again, driving to it just through. When you close your eyes and think of the German forest.
Yeah,
yeah, I
pine
remember.
trees and all.
Yeah.
That
that was with Borgzinger as well.
Yeah,
right?
that was
They
Borgzinger,
came
yeah.
back for that one, didn't
And
they?
so we got there a bit early, hung out with Borgzinger, and then they arrived.
They did
got
say
set
that
up.
area was quite right wing and a bit weird, though, didn't they? I think they said it was a sketchy area for that. It's
Yeah.
really rural and a bit AFD and stuff.
That was 2 hours of trombone hero
That was,
outside
yeah.
the venue.
That was, yeah. the game that legitimately is the closest experience to playing Tom. Like, everyone plays it and is like, this is ridiculous. And I'm like, I've been telling you this for years.
And then obviously, yeah. So then spoke to Jan Hoovelvan and went, right, we've got this. Oh, that was it, because we were trying to work out how the fuck we were going to get everything home, weren't we? Because the van was going to get repatriated. And then Jan went, oh no, I don't have any breakdown cover for any of my vans. And we were like, well, your van's in fucking Hamburg. So we had to drop that off, get back in that van.
Broken van,
then drive that the whole way across Germany.
Yeah.
Then
just praying that nothing goes wrong, because if it
nothing
does,
went wrong.
we're gonna have to bump start it.
Yeah.
And on top of everything else.
And then Shane, who'd saved us at the start of the thing, a lovely man, agreed to come and drop us at the ferry terminal in that van. Oh no, that was it, because we went back to Jan Hoovelvan, didn't we, expecting an argument about like, we had to pay for these other vans, we're not paying you for these days, blah blah, kicking off. And then we owed him for the people that had bought the other car, or paid for the other car, and then gearing up for a fucking fight. He was like, you owe me this. We're like, right, we're not paying this. Yeah, all right.
Yeah,
Cool, nice one. And then
Yeah, we forgot he's Dutch.
yeah, he's Dutch. You don't give a shit.
Don't care.
And then yeah, Shane dropped us at the ferry terminal, and then we had to
after we
hand
fucking
load.
stalled at the lights and had to bump start on the
yeah,
motorway.
shit.
Oh,
I fucking stalled at the lights, didn't I?
Yeah,
The
you
lights were right
fucking
next to the
did.
thing.
What a dickhead.
Not stalled the whole of the rest of the tour. Never stalled a van. And then the one time we're night near the ferry terminal, stalled at the traffic lights in a 4-lane motorway thing.
Like,
Everyone had to get out
with
and
this
bump
guy
that van.
who has met us like twice and has agreed to drive this van back and now knows how fucked it is. And we like push it, and then we're like, right, you have to drive.
To be fair, I remember that being militant. As soon as it stalled, everyone just went,
Right.
fuck
Yeah.
fuck.
We were so good at bump starting vans.
I mean, there was no ripping of Danny for stalling a van, which is like,
Yeah.
that's how serious
We
it
all
was.
understood. We all understood what
No
that
time
van
for
was.
this.
It's like,
Yeah.
it couldn't possibly be Danny's fault. This one, I'm afraid. Like, even though we all want to fucking call him on it. No, it is probably
And then
the van. of this.
and then started our fun trip through.
Oh,
customs.
so what was it?
Eight-
7 trolleys?
No, this is eight trolleys. We had
Between-
obviously full back line, all our personal shit, all
the
the
merch.
merch. And everything out the van, didn't we? All the bits that usually stay in the van.
Yeah.
8 trolleys worth of stuff, which you had to hand
Between
push up
6
a
of
ramp.
us.
Between 6 of us, yeah.
My
Hand push it
God.
up the ramp, and then just load it onto the ferry.
There
and
was
just
all this
leave it in
like
the thing.
weird interactions where, like, when you got to the border control, technically once you got through, you weren't allowed back. But then we didn't have enough like arms
Yeah, we
and
couldn't get
people
through, could we? Yeah,
to
yeah.
take everything all at once. So we kind of had to be like, can we do this? Like, are you going to arrest us if we like?
How many rules are we breaking?
Yeah, this is it. You know?
Where did you put all the gear on the?
Just
ferry?
on the ferry, there's a
there's-
storage bit
there's a
for
storage
people's
bit.
cases, but we just put all our
the
shit that we had.
whole
Yeah, like,
obviously
we-
the full
we
back line,
abused that.
cabs, like everything.
We-
to be fair,
abused
the
that.
ferry people, I
They
think
were
they
sound.
quite enjoyed like the novelty. of
Yeah,
having
yeah,
this,
yeah.
like-
Yeah, they couldn't believe we were doing it. They were
That's
like,
the
"What are
thing
you
is as well,
doing?
we
Did you
obviously
come
all
here
went-
like this?" We're like, "No, absolutely not.
Obviously not.
This wasn't our choice of the way this was going to go down." Just looking at us like we're
We haven't
fucking
used
gone
your
on.
trolleys. They're 8 of our own trolleys that we pull around wherever we go.
We just walked them around Europe for fucking 2 days.
And then, yeah, what did we do on the other side? Oh, Katie's mum come and
Katie's
saved
mum.
us.
And Jack, yeah.
Oh, Jack, yeah,
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
right, Jack, yeah.
Big up Jackie.
Yeah, come and saved us in his van, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, him and Katie's mum come and saved us and drove us back, and that was the disaster tour. So that was.
So now,
I mean,
you've heard the full update. Dave, you're
wanna
glad
come
you
on
guys you guys missed that one.
Little Dan don't come to Europe anyway, so
I'd rather have pneumonia.
Pneumonia was pretty horrible, but also, it's kind of 50-50. I'm not sure.
It's a lot less stressful, isn't it?
At least I was able to just stay in my bed.
And then, yeah, the weekend after, we had Stamford, which was really good, in Mama Liz's. We played with it. Was it Brat Pack, that young band? They were really good.
Yeah, they were
kind of
good,
a bit
yeah.
like Refused. What were they? Was it Brat Pack? I think it was Brat Pack.
Something like that.
where are we?
Stamford, for Mama Liz's underground. And we obviously didn't have the van, did we? So me and you drove in a car,
Yeah.
and then we done that gig because that was Dave's
Is
first.
that the
gig
one where
back.
the dressing room had all the mold on the walls?
Yeah, it was the underground like cat
Yeah,
sort of
just
thing.
come
The
back from
fungus,
pneumonia.
the
First gig
fungus
back.
Yeah.
spores.
Down in
Yeah,
a cold, mouldy.
Cold moldy cellar.
Inhaling fungal spores. Yeah.
That was your first gig back, wasn't it? You were like you knackered, weren't you?
I was
you did
exhausted.
notice
Yeah,
it.
yeah. Like that was the first. It was the first time I played the trumpet standing up since being ill was at that gig. So,
to carry all the dance moves.
And then what was it? Northwich. Oh yeah, that was like the weird council run festival, which is everyone was nice, but it was like we don't need to do it. It was pissing.
That was
down
with
as
Dakar,
well.
wasn't it, as well?
Yeah,
Dakar Skanks were on that.
Dakar Skanks, they were fucking great. But yeah, it was just pissing down with rain. No one wants to be here. And they packed down. What did they do? Packed down the backstage tent while we were playing.
So backstage tent while we were getting changed. Like, we'd all sort of put shorts on for the gig and we're like fucking like freezing. And then they'd taken up. By the time we came off stage, they were taking away the tent for us to get changed again.
I was literally playing. I was literally playing, and I was turned to my right, and I was like, well, where the fuck am I going to get changed after this show? I was like, started genuinely worried. I was like, this is horrible. This is really, really horrible. Like, why are they taking it away now? Like.
And it was about 10 seconds after we played the last note that they started disassembling the stage.
Yeah.
It was mad.
To be fair though, there was some hardy souls who like kind of
they stuck it out, didn't they?
Yeah.
Fair play to them, because I definitely wouldn't have done that. And then July we done the weekend. We've done 4 gigs in 3 days, but again, third time. That was the time one time England got to the World Cup final. So what did we do first? We done Right to Rome, which was connected to the ramp. That was all right. That was good fun. Festival in Bolton. Then we went and done that Woodfest, which is when England were playing in the World Cup final. So everyone was just watching that at the festival. We got stuck in the mud, didn't we? We had to get saved by that 4x4.
Oh yeah,
fucking mud everywhere up the van. And then
Genuinely the filthy cow that weekend,
and then we
didn't
done
make it out, did we?
Reading. That was all right, but again, everyone was watching England, weren't they? So it's good. It was good. It was all right. There was a decent turnout, and it was like fun. But yeah, and then we done that gig in Colville with Spoilers, and that was fucking bizarre. I don't know what happened there.
I wish I could remember old mate's name, Captain. I'm going to call him Captain Dickhead for now. But
that was weird when it
singing songs about diphtheria and fucking
Cliff Richard's arsehole.
Cliff Richard's
arsehole.
That was his catchphrase, wasn't it?
Yeah.
He played that song about 3 or 4 times.
Yeah, we got on stage with different bands. And
can anyone remember his name?
I feel like do I want to type in Cliff Richard's arsehole?
Opens new incognito tab.
I'm going for it. I've seen Cliff Richard's arsehole.
I believe it then went shining like a beacon in the night.
Shining like
it is.
If we
Bad Axe, it's not Bad
Yeah,
Axe. Mr. Bad Axe.
Something Bad Axe.
Oh yeah, no.
Mr. Bad Axe. That was bizarre, wasn't it?
But
I don't know who booked that gig.
It was such a strange, but
it was a biker's bar in the middle of nowhere.
that was the fucking show where, even though it was a really weird one, and like I don't know, there were maybe like less than 10 people there. After we finished, that was the one, Mark, where someone came up to you and said that they were there because like their best mate, we were one of their favourite bands, and their friend had died in COVID.
Oh shit! I didn't know any of this.
Didn't know any of this.
Well, no, this is it. Like, it was one of those where like they hadn't been to a gig since COVID because like they'd lost friends and were really freaked out by like public space and stuff.
Yeah.
And had only come out because like we were their like deceased friends, like one of their favourite bands.
Oh shit!
And so like it was this thing of, and they were like in floods of tears. It was like really and it was one of those things where I don't know, it's still, I don't know, pride is such a weird word to take when it comes to music and stuff.
Yeah,
but I think it was really fucking cool that even at this show where, again, you know, we're talking about it and laughing about it, like, you know, as I say, there were less than 10 people there, like we still fucking turned up and we performed and we gave it our all, and like, because again, you know, can you imagine if that person had come out to like their first show and we'd just been there being like, what the fuck is the point of this, like, you know, play like, but I think that is something,
to be honest with you, when you have gigs like that, like where there's no one there, I just find it funny. Like, it's just like, we may as well just fucking make a joke, like go even harder, because it's like, well, it is what it is, isn't it?
Yeah,
we're here now, you can't, like, there's no point being angry about it.
Like, nothing sums it up better than that, of that, like, you know, just, you need to fucking give it your all. Like, it doesn't, you know, and again, it is that cliche of like, it doesn't matter if there's 5 people there, like, you don't take it out on the 5 people that have bothered to
No,
turn
no,
up.
of course,
yeah, of course, yeah.
And like I think I don't know
That could be the most fun as well because it's actually just like a big group, innit? Like
That's
you're just
it,
like, well, we're
yeah.
just sort of mates now, innit? We may as well just
Yeah,
be
there's
at a pub.
there's only 5 people in the crowd. They're in the band at that point, isn't it?
yeah. You want to get up and fucking have a go?
Well, that one we did in Germany years ago, where there was like 3
Oh,
people.
yeah,
we had
that
to-
was funny, wasn't it?
We had to stop the set for the guy to go downstairs and buy another
Buy us
round.
drinks. But even before that gig happened, every German friend was messaging us going, why are you playing there? There is nothing there. It's like a Hamlet. We're like, I don't know, it's just what we got booked. And it was one of them where like sometimes on tour you get these gigs which is just kind of on the way to other gigs because it's like, you know, you've got a gap, you've got a big gig here, you've got a big gig here. It's such a drive, so you just book one in the middle. And it's just
Although we
one
would
of
like
them.
to say to everyone living in small towns, we love you. We don't just turn up for convenience. Definitely come and watch us. We love you and we value you as much as fans in
They
big
live in
venues,
small
we
towns. They
promise.
haven't got internet access to listen to this.
It was like Czech, it's just going to be a power cut anyway. They're going to fucking nothing will work. Yeah, and then we done Call Me Malcolm album release.
Yeah, that was sweet.
International cartel of people smuggling, organised crime unit that is Call Me Malcolm.
Most likely to have a criminal record
Yeah,
on
yeah.
the scene. Let's be honest. Do you know what I mean? They are the ones I watch out for the most.
Yeah.
That's why I played a song with them on guitar because I just wouldn't dare turn them down. Have a hit put on me or
Take-
something.
yeah,
do you
take
know what
my
I mean?
fingers off.
Yeah,
If
that's
you're
it,
on
yeah.
stage with them, you know where they are.
Yeah, that's it. You know,
Yeah.
I'm getting in their good books. I'm on there, right? So you don't want to mess. Just putting out there, don't mess with Call Me Malcolm. Always call them Malcolm.
Ridiculously violent band.
Yeah,
Strong
terrible.
connections to the underworld.
They scare me.
Yeah.
Terrifying.
Call me Malcolm or else.
This is a new one, that was a good gig though. Because I remember, because that's like New Cross City is like one of their homes, isn't it? It's venue wise, so that was a really good fun gig. And then we did Harlequin, which is that small hippie festival near us, which is always fun because it's like 10 minutes from our door. Full
It's
of
my
weirdo
annual
hippies.
blowout.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm one of them
Oh
weirdo
yeah, you,
hippies.
yeah, I don't know, you survived that. We played Sunday, and you was like, I haven't slept in 3 days. I've been on every single drug known to mankind. Drinking out of a tankard.
And somehow Mark
And you
ended
did
up
it.
more bad than me that night. You always know Mark's hammered when he starts singing along with the backing tracks.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
Start a sample.
Yeah.
That American preach sounds very normal.
when you hear Mark give it deal with the devil, you know, here we go. He's fucking spent. He's gone. I'd already used up all my serotonin. Mark had fucking bundles worth left. He was ready for it.
Great. What are you on about?
And then we had we had August, the fucking, was it 5 weeks in a row of festivals? So we done Rebellion, which is good. Yeah. What, I don't think nothing major happened, did it? It was just a good festival.
Well, that was the one where I was in Blackpool for less than an hour and a half.
Oh,
on
yeah,
stage time.
Yeah.
It was
Drove
also the
all
one
the
where
way
we
back
missed
to-
the marchers by a day, the
Oh,
right-wing
the
marchers
EDL
by a
fucking turned
day,
up, didn't they? Got
we?
told to fuck off.
Yeah. We're going to
Which
take
is-
the EDL to a massive punk fest and
Yeah,
assume
what-
that they've
what
got
are
the
you
same
expecting?
values. Like,
I remember years ago when I was younger, we used to go quite a lot, and because of where it is, there's like a crossroads bit down the road, and I remember specifically these punks getting chased by like all the like gangs of like, I don't know, they were like, you know, people going out on Friday and Saturday night, just like bottling it after them. These 2 punks run around the corner, and there was about fucking 600 other punks on this side. So this crew were chasing them, got there, and went, yeah, fuck that.
Yeah. Perfect.
So what? Yeah, it's like of all places, don't try and protest a massive punk festival if you're the EDL. You are gonna get your fucking ass
Yeah.
handed to you, you twats. But yeah, they got told to fuck off, so that's the main thing. Then we did Boomtown again, always fun.
Yeah, boy.
Oh, Katie had a fucking blinder there, didn't she? Because they do that weird cashless thing where you have to like scan.
Oh, yeah.
You have to scan your wristband,
And you have to top your wristband,
pay
don't
it,
you?
and then scan your wristband again. We were queuing, and these girls were like, I'll lend you 50 quid, blah, 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 talking to her mate. They'd scanned the wristband, paid for it, and then fucked off into the crowd. And then obviously to start, you have to scan your wristband. So Katie went to scan her wristband, and then she got 50 quid put on it from
Yeah.
this girl. Obviously, everyone looks the fucking same there, don't they? Everyone's fucking tie-dyed and glittery. So they were fucked off into the fucking into the ether. Didn't know who they were. This girl's just lent her mate 50 quid. That's just gone straight to Katie, and we got no way of even getting it back to her. 'Cause
Yeah.
There's no cash. There's literally no way of transferring that back. So she done all right.
So if you are that person listening to this,
yeah.
you're not getting your money.
Yeah,
back.
yeah.
Let us know. We'll give you 10% off some merch.
Yeah. 5.
As long as you buy more than 50 quid.
Yeah, just go to the web store and put in the code Polo Nose, and we'll give you 10%.
And then, yeah, Boomtown was good. Oh, and then we went to Norway, didn't we? That was fun for the first
Yeah,
time.
Norway was
Oh,
sick.
yeah.
Flew over to Norway.
The party bus.
Oh, yeah. So we
Oh,
flew to
the
Norway
bus.
and then got met off by some Hells Angels in, like, top hats, like steampunk
Top hats with goggles on and stuff.
goggles.
Yeah.
They got on this actual, like, giant coach that had its own bar, its own sound system, and then just
Yeah,
Wine on tap.
wine on tap.
Wine on tap.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's brilliant.
Yeah. Finally, it was worth me coming to it.
I was gonna say you said about 3 things in this whole thing, not that, and it's all been about
Tiger
drink.
bed. Tiger bed, wine on tap.
That's the dream, isn't it? That's like...
It's nothing if not consistent.
But that was good, wasn't it? We got there. Popes of Chili Town were also playing, which was cool.
That was sick.
Got to meet up with them.
Who was the
Twinkle Brothers?
the
They were great.
yeah.
And then
Last Tree Squad as well.
Last Tree Squad as well. Yeah, we met them on the plane, didn't we? From
Yeah,
the West
yeah.
Country. They were sound. Yeah, that was really good fun. We did go on after the
So
Twinkle
much
Brothers,
reggae.
which was a bit weird because they were obviously the headline band. Everyone loved it. They were really good, and then we had to go on like after them. But
It
went
still
down
went
really well.
off. Yeah, it went
Yeah.
off.
Yeah.
Really good.
Yeah, that was really good. We'll definitely come back to Norway. That was sick.
Yeah.
Well, good.
For sure.
So much good food as well. Isn't it? It's great.
Was it? What did we?
Oh yeah, there was a whole spread upstairs,
Yeah,
wasn't
yeah.
there? Like
Got really
of-
well
of
looked after,
everything.
Oh yeah, we had
And,
our own bar,
just
didn't we?
and a barman.
Oh
like,
yeah, we had our
yeah.
own barman
Had our own
just
bar,
backstage. Yeah,
Brilliant.
yeah, that was mad, wasn't it?
Order whatever drink you wanted, and he'd
Yeah.
sort it out for you. Pretty
Yeah.
much.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was
Great.
really cool, wasn't it? And Norway was lush as well.
Maybe we need to do Torway next year.
Yeah,
That'd be good.
I'm
Yeah.
well into that. And there was all the churches as well, because I've never been to Norway. I've read a lot about the black metal burning, church burnings and stuff like that. And then like there was a church directly opposite, and all made of wood.
Yeah.
I mean, like, you know,
And
I
like,
don't know, like, do you know what I mean?
it, like
We got 13th century churches still standing here. I'm just saying.
everything still looked. It just looked like something out of a fairy tale. Like it was
Yeah,
just
yeah, it's
gorgeous,
gothic as fuck, wasn't it?
picturesque, and yeah, that church was like mad.
Yeah.
Like, just such a strange design.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was really good. And then
Because that festival went really well actually. That was the second time they put that on.
Yeah.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, that was,
Oh,
it.
okay,
That
so
was
I
in
knew-
memory of.
Oh yeah, it was the
Oh,
dude that
yeah.
had died, wasn't
Oh
it?
shit, yeah,
Yeah.
because
So
I
they
know
put it
Jay
in
of the
memory.
Cat. Jay of the Cat played it the year before because I thought they were playing this year. I didn't realise that was only the second one, and I remember
Yeah.
because obviously everything was in Norwegian. We were stood there, and then suddenly everyone went silent, didn't they? And then like raised their glass, and we had no idea what was going on, but it was obviously like somber.
Yeah, he passed
But-
away like a couple of weeks or something before.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was
really
fairly close because he was instrumental in booking that one. They'd
Oh,
said,
and then he
basically,
died.
and then it
Oh,
died.
shit,
yeah. So I
yeah.
think they said they were going to rename it after him or something. I
Oh,
might
okay,
be
yeah, yeah.
paraphrasing that, but I'm sure someone said to me they were thinking about rebranding the whole
Yeah,
thing
yeah,
on him
yeah.
or something.
Yeah.
So big up that dude.
Yeah. And that festival was really cool, wasn't it? There was a sound system playing all day in between the bands, and then it was a good lineup. I can't remember some of the others because there was.
Well, there was
quite
some
international,
Norwegian
wasn't it?
bands that we just
Norwegian.
didn't have a clue about. It was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Swedish band as well, wasn't there? I think?
Swedish band, yeah, and then Last Tree Squad, Twinkle Brothers, and Popes,
Yeah.
and us, and that was
Yeah.
that was wicked. Then we went, then we came back, and then Maui Wowie,
yeah.
that was the festival again near us, another big hippie one. That was good fun.
Yeah, that was. Yeah.
Was that what you enjoyed?
Well, just
that paint
seeing,
fight?
yeah,
That
just
was-
seeing Dave in the paint.
Yeah.
Powdered paint.
David taking his 4-year-old Julia on a little paint march around.
She hated it. We went and got all the paint, and then she just she was like, "No, I don't want it, Daddy. I don't want it." I was like, would it make it feel better if you just chucked it over me? She was like, "Yeah." So I
Of
did
course it would, yeah.
Got no idea how you got pneumonia, Dave.
Can we introduce that rule with just everything in our band? If there's something that we would enjoy more by throwing it over you, can that just be our general
Open pot
rule?
of hummus,
Oh,
just with
that's
the back of the
so-
van, just fucking
That feels
hoss
like
it.
a bad precedent.
Right, it's been recorded now. It's legit. Yeah.
Maui. Then what was after that? Oh, after that was the Pontefract matinee.
Yeah.
So
Panther Fest.
So
We use the
Fantastic.
word matinee loosely.
yeah. So we turned up, and again, very cool. There were some young kids there that were like wearing our t-shirts. It was cool to have younger people at gigs. And it was a matinee, so everyone could get home.
We were meant to play
when
at
we
what, like,
when we got there, it was already 45 minutes late,
Yeah.
and the sound guy was stuck in Italy, so he'd got his mate. What I don't think when they said he'd got his mate, we assumed it was another sound guy. I don't think that man had ever seen a mixing desk before, because he had a little book, and I think it was just his mate, and he'd written down every instruction of what to do, because he had no idea what he was doing on sound.
I'm going to be
That
honest.
was-
If you'd have asked me to someone who knows how to use a mixing desk recreate the sounds he made, I would not know how to do what he did with the equipment in front
So
of him
what-
to create the
It
noise that it was.
Guillotines first, wasn't it? The Scottish band. I think they started, and then there was a weird noise, and we thought, oh, one of their guitar amps has gone. They thought one of their guitar amps had gone, so they cut that out. We were like, oh shit, that was a bit weird. And then it happened in the next band. We were like, what the fuck's that? And it all I don't even know how to describe this noise other than a Sex Panther.
No, it was the Sex Panther Ranker Man.
It sounded like when you like the decay. If you use a delay pedal, it decays, and it's like, and then it sometimes feeds back and it goes like. It sounded like that, but just at random points in the gig, and the sound guy didn't even appear to be able to hear the fucking noise. Everyone at the gig, everyone at the gig could hear this noise.
Everything and just went.
I think
Then wandered back.
the end of our set at that show is possibly one of my favourite times I've ever been, because it was when Youth happened specifically.
Yeah,
So it was
yeah,
the
yeah,
build up, and it was like in the long, and then when it was the one Youth down, there was just this like, on everyone, and like at this stage, like Nath was just fucking angry and just sitting there drumming like with a really angry face. Danny was sitting there like playing and shouting at the sound guy. The sound guy sat in the front just going, huh?
That was
And I was pissing myself. I had the best time.
I was about to say that is the only time I think I couldn't sing the second verse because I was pissing myself laughing. It was
so
a mixture of how angry Nath was. This guy was going, can you not? By this time as well, this matinee gig, we were meant to finish at 7:00. We went on at 10:30 in the evening. All the kids had left to go to bed.
Well,
so
because
they
it was
didn't
like
get to see us.
there was like a last bus or
The last
train,
bus,
so everyone
yeah.
had to go home because it was in the arse end of nowhere anyway.
The
And everyone's like,
promoter-
"We're really sorry, but we can't get home unless we leave now."
The fucking promoter had left. It was just us and the sound guy and some hardcore lot. And I remember that time, Nath was fucking fuming. He just could not hear this noise. Everyone in the gig was looking at him like, why can't you hear this noise? And he came to the stage with his head
We
next
went,
to the speakers,
that is
like,
happening now. That noise
Yeah,
there, that
the
noise.
noise.
I cannot hear. What the?
Do you have ears? I don't understand how you're not hearing this noise.
Legitimately one of my favourite
I
shows.
just couldn't
we've
sing.
ever
I
played.
was just
time.
pissing myself laughing.
so
It's like,
good.
this is fucking
The
ridiculous.
best thing about that, because he tried to overcompensate and everyone's microphone got caught in the end of
Yeah,
Stomp, so there was
yeah,
no
yeah.
vocals in Stomp.
There was a point as well where everyone just kept going up to the mics to try and like just sing something. And it was like everyone was just pissing themselves, and it was like just get to the mic and then just break out in more laughter, and then someone else would try like, oh no, laughing again. So good.
Oh my
Right, so
god.
that was that. That was
That was the
that.
best gig of the year. That's legitimately my
then we had Handfest. That was fun. Obviously, a random hand are all evil and pricks, but that was that was good fun. Yeah, I think we'll just keep going. Fuck 'em.
What, 7 minutes on the room? Or-
Yeah.
Yeah.
but if we just keep going, they charge more.
So if someone else walks in,
Yeah,
then we'll deal with that. Then.
So then we did Handfest, which is good. That was good fun. I don't think anything major happened there, did it? It was London, so it's a fucking ball ache to get in and out of,
Yeah.
but that's standard, isn't it?
No, it's just a nice. I got to play with
Oh,
random hands. We had
they did the fucking
wall of
they did the wall
trombones.
of trombones, didn't they? What was it, like
It was-
7 of you?
Yeah, 4 of us. So it was me, Pook,
Guy from Dub Pistols,
yeah.
Russ.
So 4 of us went on because that was it. Because Sam McGregor was there as well, and he came side of stage while there were 4 trombonists waiting to go on, and was just like, "Oh, why'd you tell me?" So yeah, it was 5 trombones of that one at the end, with including.
But you thought,
Robin.
is this instrument so ridiculous? Maybe if we add more of them, it
Yeah,
would be
yeah,
better.
yeah. That's
and
it.
And it
Just-
wasn't. It still sounds like a trombone.
It's just a ludicrous tube you blow raspberries into
Yeah.
and wave your arm around. It's fucking
Oh.
We
brilliant.
should have just gone on with Trombone Hero. With your switch and the microphone.
Legitimately, yeah. I would have
Yours-
played better.
Is there a free play mode?
Yeah, oh yeah. You can do
brilliant.
solo
Your
on it,
setup
so-
is 2 bits of metal together.
Three.
We got
3 bits
all right,
of metal.
3 bits of
This is-
metal.
this is-
Nave's got a full kit. Nave has to run on the spot and wave his arms around for a full set. Mark's got pedals, cabs, head, guitars. I've got fucking all that shit as well, and then I've got my own like fucking vocal pedals as well at my feet, a sample pad as well. We're fucking dancing and jumping around. You lot are just jumping around,
That's it,
blowing
that's it.
raspberries.
Playing
You
playing
can't
the
have it
exact
both
same
ways.
gigs that you
We're
want.
all
So.
we're all equal in the band.
You said you were more important. So this is why.
Yeah, this is
You
it.
work
Yeah,
for the fucker.
We all get paid the same.
You guys are getting paid.
And then, yeah, what happened? Yeah, did it? Yeah, no, it's just London, innit? So it was just a bastard to get home.
I just proper mates fest, just really
yeah, that was
lovely.
good.
Like that was
Who
that
else?
was
Oh,
the
Popes
show
played
where
again, didn't they? Popes, us, Rana Man. Who else was there that day? Daka Skanks.
yeah.
So yeah, that was a sick line.
That was like the closest I felt to being a fucking teenager at a
Yeah.
show. watching
Yeah.
Random
My
Man.
shout out for that
felt
night
really
was the
fun.
display team downstairs because they were fucking killer. Like that band since they were Mumra like 15, 20 years back, but they are absolutely. I just stood with Pook watching the display team and was just like, wow, this is just fucking despicable. Do you know what I mean? When you just watch a band, you're like that. You just give everyone else a chance. Just fucking go home. Stop practicing for a bit. This is nonsense. Do you know what I mean? You're far too good at this. Like
Get
for
some
a punk show.
trombones, bring yourself down. That's,
Yeah, they used to have them. They got rid of them, funnily enough, and got better. I don't know. I don't know what to say. I got no idea what to say. That's a true story. They used to have a trombone. Now they don't. Got better. Take from that what you will. Extrapolate from that what you will, Bubble.
We are the musical millstone around all of it.
But there's more of us than there are of you. So.
Yeah, unfortunately. But yeah,
Well, barely. He never fucking turned up.
he does when there's cheese and
Yeah,
wine.
I'll take it.
There's a decent
I'm not
spread
gonna
on.
lie.
It'll be there.
You ain't selling this to me.
You're one of the longest standing members of the fucking band.
Yeah, I know.
Don't remind me.
That says more. That says a lot. About
Technically,
me.
hours of work, he's definitely not.
But it's about the quality of it.
You gonna fix the van then, or is that just gonna stay broken?
Do you want it fixed?
Well, it would be nice. Yeah, it would be nice. It would be nice. It would be nice if a mechanic looked at it and actually fixed it, as opposed to going, well. Oh, it could be lots of things, couldn't
You
it?
got
Yes,
cut-
it
you
could.
got-
That's why we brought it to you, isn't
You
it?
got pumped out this one again.
Yes, I fucking know. Right.
What was next?
On to October. So that was another tour. Minus you, obviously, because there's no spread on. So you weren't going to bother with.
No.
Dave was back though, minus Pneumonia.
Yeah.
What was the first one? Scalloween with Call Me Malcolm or Else. That was a good. That was a good gig. Where was that? Oh, Alst, wasn't it?
Alst, yeah.
Yeah, that was cool.
That was a good gig, that.
Yeah, it was
Posh
good,
Hotel
great
as
fun,
well.
wasn't
Was nice.
What was that spaghetti restaurant called? Was it Mr. Spaghetti?
Mr. Spaghetti. Yeah.
Spaghetti.
Which unfortunately was just a normal restaurant and not a place where the only thing you could get was spaghetti, which is what I was hoping for. Sweet, savoury, everything on a spaghetti base.
Yeah, where did we stay there? Posh Hotel. I don't
Well,
oh yeah, it was. Yeah, it's the one we
Posh-
stayed at
Posh
before,
Brass,
didn't it?
anyway.
Oh, I fucking hit that fucking bridge, didn't I? Don't tell him.
Oh,
I
yeah.
hit that fucking back door, didn't I?
I don't worry, I felt. I knew exactly when that happened.
In my defence, I was looking behind. The bridge was up here. The walkway was up here, so it's hit the top of the barrel. I didn't fucking. You know what I mean? I can't see.
I was going to say, I reckon Katie dobbed you in that straight away.
Oh yeah, as soon as that happened,
down.
as soon as that happened, I got a
She
message.
did, yeah. That texted me straight away.
Straight away.
You fucking twat. What have you done now?
Fucking brilliant.
Yeah, that was good. And then we had a day off, didn't we? So we stayed in that F1 hotel, had like a fucking full dorm.
Yeah.
We went to the Notre Dame, saw so many Notre
Which
Dame.
turns out there's loads of them.
Loads of 'em, yeah.
Anyone else that was as shocked as I am to learn this, there isn't one Notre Dame.
What did we do?
It's
We
just
just-
a name for a posh church.
But where was
Where
that?
was it? Somewhere in France, wasn't it?
Amiens, wasn't it?
Amiens.
Amiens, that was it, yeah.
It's
And we went out for a
so
drink,
much
didn't we?
better than the one in Paris. Isn't it?
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like
yeah,
So
yeah.
much cooler.
Maybe watched their show outside the F1.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah,
some,
that
yeah,
was
some
pretty
kind of
cool.
air show going on.
And then we went to Paris, which was which is good, but
Smells like piss though, doesn't it?
yeah, it stinks. And the first thing we saw there was a dead rat. Welcome to
I'll
Paris.
I'll put it on the
Brand.
screen. Put it on the screen now.
Yeah. And then, but yeah, that was cool, wasn't it? The club was cool.
Yeah, it was the same night as the Balloon d'Or, the big
Oh yeah, there was
French
a big
football.
football
Ballon
thing,
d'Or.
wasn't there? Ballon d'Or. Yeah, there was
No
like
balloons
setting
at
up the
all.
red
It was all
carpet.
about football.
Yeah.
Far more
Gutted.
disappointing sport.
Yeah. Because I obviously I knew Paris was big, but I did not. I'd never really looked at it. I did not realize quite how big Paris is as a city. I knew it was like a big city, but fucking it's huge, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's vast.
But no, we played like underground
underground,
venue.
yeah.
So
It
the
wasn't full of skeletons like the Catacombs.
Yeah.
but it should have been.
promoter put the sign outside the door saying Ballon d'Or this way, Scallon d'Or downstairs.
Oh, no, it's Ballon d'Or and then Le Scar.
Yeah.
he changed it later in the night. He said Scallon d'Or.
Oh, did he?
Scallon d'Or.
Yeah.
That was good though, wasn't it? That was that was a good gig.
Yeah, it was
that was
fun
good
show.
fun. And then I can't remember where we stayed that night, but I'm sure. Oh, we stayed a bit further out, didn't we?
Outside of Paris, yeah. 'Cause we were on the way back to Belgium again, weren't we?
Yeah. Oh yeah. We played that like crusty cafe, didn't we?
Yeah, yeah.
Where was that? Oh.
The
Al
cafe
Bout
was
de
called
Reeves or
yeah.
something,
At
the end of the world.
the dream at the end of the world or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, but,
Let me see.
oh, the end of our dreams, isn't it?
That
The
was
end-
it,
the end
something
of our
like that,
dreams
yeah.
Translates as Au bout de nos
Au
rêves.
Bout de. Yeah. Oh, there it is. Au Bout de Reeves. Yeah, and it was in. I can't remember.
It was somewhere else with a Notre Dame Cathedral, though, wasn't it? Because we went and
Yeah.
Yeah.
we went and had
Tournai, that was it. Tournai.
Yeah, we went and had drinks in that little cafe place and played cards.
Played
didn't we?
cards, didn't we? Yeah,
that was fun.
that was quite fun. Yeah, so that was good. Oh, and then next one was Osnabrück, which was really good, wasn't it? Because it was like a Wednesday night. We didn't know I was going to go, and it pre-sold really well, and was packed on a Wednesday night, which was really good. And we got take-out Chinese food. That was pretty cool.
Oh yeah, it was a wicked gig. That was.
I
Yeah.
got to have a nap in a kindergarten.
Yeah, yeah,
That
that was really nice.
I didn't break
Mark's
it.
face
I
then.
didn't- There was a kindergarten
Careful.
attached to the venue. It's a community centre. It
What
was
was
a
that
nice
comment
place to
about
have a
old
lie
mate you
down.
see you at Berlin earlier?
Normally, I'm the first one to call it nonsense.
Oh.
There's that dude there. He was talking to me and seemed to know like everything about me. I'd obviously like spoken to other people first, but he just like came up to me and was like, "Oh, and how is your daughter? And how was pneumonia?"
Oh, it's your dad. That's your dad's mate. I can't remember his name.
Oh, Yen.
Yen.
Yes,
That's it,
yeah. He's like our biggest fan. Yeah. Yeah, because when I went to my dad's wedding, he turned up wearing our T-shirt. Oh boy. And then right, okay. And then the next gig was Rattenlock, which was in Schwerter, which was before we got there. Elliot from Nosebleed had said, "If you're staying at this couple, they're unbelievably lovely couple, but just text me when you get there. Just
Take
text
the
me.
tour.
Take the tour. If they offer you the tour, take the tour." So yeah, gig was good. Oh, gig was a bit weird because that sound guy was
Oh, yeah.
odd, wasn't he?
Yeah.
He sounded like the really aggy one in Police Academy, and he done the German thing, which is just will not accept that anything is less good than Sennheiser. It's like
I've
I had an
literally got a picture of him
SM58,
on
which
my
is
screen.
yeah.
I've literally got a picture of him on my screen.
He's like absolutely industry standard everywhere across the world. SM58, Shure SM58. That is the mic that everybody uses. He went, no, we're going to use this one. It's Sennheiser. I was like, that's not as good. I was like, it literally is as good. It's the microphone that everybody uses in the world. But yeah, and then yeah, that was a bit odd,
underground former
Little
swimming
swimming pool,
pool,
didn't it?
wasn't
Yeah.
It used to be attached to the school, and it got closed and has been putting on gigs since the 90s, the 80s. Something,
and then that
I
guy
think
come
they
and
say.
done the weird drinks thing, didn't he? Where they melt the sugar into the
Oh, yeah,
Kinda like
the mulled wine
mulled
rum
wine
kind of
thing. But yeah, and then we
But
went back
Who's
to
who
their
we stayed
house.
with?
Fire, sugar
Yeah,
store.
and then we went back to this lovely older couple's house who'd been they'd been volunteering at this space for like 35 years.
been like I think they said they put up like
Yeah.
200 odd bands or something like that.
And they had some rooms in their house, one of which was wall-to-wall Warhammer and nerd shit.
glorious.
It was
Just
an unbelievable, colossal amount of nerd shit.
all
and,
classic
Roman shields and
Roman
Warhammer
shields,
Fantasy, Die Schwarze Auge, which is like the German equivalent of D&D. Like it was a
And then
fucking
Mark
magic
said,
place.
my favourite line he's ever said to me was like, "Yeah, look, I'm not usually into this nerd shit, but there is like £90,000 worth of orcs on that shelf." And then in the other room, there was what can only be described as the most German room we've ever been in, which is just wall to wall kink bondage stuff, BDSM. There was chains on the bed. There was ball gags. There was gimp suits. There was sex toys everywhere. There was pictures of them two naked on the walls, and that wasn't even the worst one. They then took us down to their bedroom, which was just a four-poster bed. Yeah, that was just come and go as you like.
Literally just the guest bedroom.
That's the community hub.
And then where they had a four-poster bed with a hanging. Anything you could think of. Gimp suits,
swings,
boots,
chains.
Yeah, and then we got the full tour of their
It's
house.
fucking brilliant. Like none of this like kind of shame around anything sexual or anything. Like it was like very as English people, it was quite an awkward situation. But just as like someone.
I felt more awkward in the nerd room. I'm not going to lie.
I've got a video of you going, oh, I can feel my virginity growing back. I'm going back to the sex people.
As I walked in that room, I was like, oh, I need to get out of this room.
There's a couple of key points I enjoyed the most in that evening. The first was that when they showed us their bedroom and opened the door, the gentleman opened the door and showed the room with their four-poster bed with all the chains and whips and everything hanging off it, and his partner, his wife, was like, all coy and shy as if like, oh, you shouldn't have seen that. And it's like, you fucking love this, man. You absolutely adore this,
literally
man.
offered us
You
a
love
talk.
the whole thing about it. And then afterwards, I got up to go to the balcony and have a smoke at some point, and Bobble sat on the couch with them both having an end of night little nightcap, and I thought, I think they're going to try and fuck Bobble.
Who wouldn't?
But then
Who
it was
wouldn't?
like, but it was like
Bobble's joining
the
this.
one part of the conversation I heard was him vividly explaining how sometimes they had to buy bigger chains because the smaller ones would break. I was like, this conversation, I'm just going to leave them to it. It's like, there's que sera and all that.
They were genuinely lovely.
Yeah,
It was a
for
wonderful
sure.
time.
And then
She started crying in the morning when she gave us breakfast because she was so overwhelmed that we were there.
Oh, lovely people. Yeah.
Really lovely.
'cause she's not used
The
to
next one
extremity.
was next gig was round 2, which is in Dannenberg, which was cool as fuck. That was the ex-World War II site that they'd built. The Nazis had built because it was on the border. Like there was so much of this. I'm not going to remember all this. It was so on the
It was
border
a testing ground
because they built it because it looked like farmland, didn't they? The
That's it,
farmland is always set out in a circle in Germany. So from above, they built it to look like it was just
It
farmland.
was like a testing ground for
Weapons,
where they
wasn't it?
built. Well, it was the
Like
rockets. It was the
V1
V1
rockets.
Yeah. Because it was specifically a Luftwaffe base,
Yeah.
and it had like Russian prisoners of war because there were all this like
Acrylic.
graffiti in the
Yeah.
acrylic alphabet.
And there's a mass grave, wasn't there? They found a mass grave like 100 yards from it or
and
something.
they said that like literally at the end of the war, it was like when the American GIs came into the town, they just assumed it was a farm and had sent like 2 people up this road, and then they come back being like, "Holy shit, guy!"
And then as well, we had, and then
roller disco.
there was the bit next door that was the barracks that they've now turned into a refugee centre, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then they said because it was so close to the border during the Cold War, you used to get people escape from the east over there, and it was like that weird no man's land sort of thing.
Yeah.
And then and they took us on the tour, and they just had all that cool shit in there. They're
Like 5 different venues.
was
There's
an
one
art gallery.
outside.
They had the speed camera bit, didn't they? Where you ran past it and it took your picture.
And then that was
An
next
actual
to
speed camera
the
that they'd robbed.
yeah.
Real life Pong, didn't they? That was like
Yeah.
fucking-
And that was next to the techno room.
Yeah.
They were like, this is where they have the techno party.
And then
It's just like
and
this tiny little room.
Yeah, and then they had the roller disco downstairs.
Well, no, 'cause
that
that
was
was-
your 40th, wasn't it? You
Yeah,
turned
yeah.
40. At
Well, no,
midnight.
because he'd like shown us round this site, and again, it was like so cool history, but like this farmhouse thing, and we walked into a room, and some of us had like phone torches on. And it was like, no, turn them off, and like I'll show you, and disappeared into the darkness. There was this moment of like, oh god, is this going to be something weird? Or, like, is he going to come out and like try and scare us or something? And then like the lights flicked on. It was like this huge hangar room, and it was just a fucking roller disco. Like, it just had speakers in the middle, and there was like a shopping trolley and like a
skates.
fucking.
You had a go-kart,
There
didn't
was
you?
like a little go kart and some
Oh, yeah,
bikes
but that
and
was because that
stuff.
was afterwards because he showed us it, and then we went and we played the show, and then after we'd finished playing the show, it turned midnight, and I realised it was my birthday, so I was like, went up to the bar and was just like, ich habe mein Geburtstag und ich möchte das Rollschuh gefahren, and they're like, you want to roller skate? And I was like, fuck yeah. And they took us all pissed out of our heads to go and fucking roller disco.
Oh, it was fantastic.
Great. It was
That
so
was
good.
so much fun.
Ripped up my feet with those badly fitting
Yeah,
skates.
they were not-
really
they were
bad.
not great
Everyone
skates,
was
but-
so good.
Yeah.
Like that was the thing that shocked me. Like I've never roller skated in my entire fucking life, and I was sober, and I was like, I'm not going anywhere near any of this shit. I'm just gonna sit on a bike. And everyone was really good. Like
I
no,
played roller hockey, didn't I? So
well,
I
yeah,
could
yeah.
skate.
But like
Yeah.
it was
I used to
that thing
rollerblade
of
when
like
I was a
as
kid.
we went up, you know, not drinking and seeing the state everyone else was in. And it was just like as we were going, it was like this is gonna be fun, but like we're gonna go 5 minutes, then someone will fall over, probably break their wrist, and it'll fuck to. But like we got there, and then everyone was like skating backwards and doing like jumps and spins, and it was like, what the fuck is going on?
I think I did a
Why are we a
backwards- I
band
think I
and
did
not a roller
backwards
skating
360.
troupe?
It was just like, yeah!
It was well
I'm
fun.
40. Let's go. I'm 40. and I'm on
Fucking
roller
40.
skates. Yeah, and then we done Flat Heat the next. Oh, that was your 40th birthday, wasn't it? And
Yeah.
Jack and everyone came over.
Yeah, and
Uh,
Katie accidentally spoiled the surprise of my mate Bob coming over, which is fun.
Van pretended to break down again on the way, didn't it?
Did it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, shit, yeah. That
Oh,
knocking noise
fucking
finally
hell.
come to
Oh,
a head.
shit, yeah,
We
on the
pulled
way to
over
the
and, like,
last
I can't
gig,
believe
yeah.
this happened.
Yeah.
Oh, it was like,
Turned it off for 10 minutes, started up again, called the A out, and then it just started again. And I was like, this won't break again for ages, and it hasn't. I knew that was gonna happen. That fucking
that was
Hasn't
my-
it, Danny?
man.
Hasn't it, Danny?
that was my
How's the band
birthday
at the
wish.
moment?
No, that, again though, that's not that knocking noise. That's a separate issue.
That was my birthday wish. I was like, it broke down, and I was like, fuck me, I don't want to spend 9. It's already 9 hours in a van on my birthday for my 40th. Please, can we at least get to the fucking show?
I don't want to be in a German lay-by for 9 hours.
I really don't. This is a shit birthday.
Flat Heat was fun, but Flat Heat's fun because it was really tiny and small. And it's been like, it was a squat in the 70s, but it's like, you probably hold 30 people. And there's like, it's one of them where we, like, well, how many channels do we need? Like 19. We got like wireless brass, we got fucking, obviously the drums, guitar, bass, sample. pedal,
Unfortunately,
all this
none of
shit.
that needed miking up because the room's about as big as this room
Yeah,
we're
yeah.
in right now.
And then it was just like, oh, cool, we have like 6 channels. Like, right, we need 5 vocal mics.
Prioritising.
Yeah. But that was fun. Stayed at Remco's.
Drank that black stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, have you got Jaeger this time, Remco? No, I have this spirit to make your poo black.
Cool.
Cool. All right, let's go.
Yeah, sweet.
Me and my mate Dan Markwell, it was also his 40th birthday, and we smashed in a lot of that black stuff.
Yeah.
Jack, for his part, fell asleep on the floor as soon as he got there. So
Yeah,
big up Jack and Mark.
That was genuinely impressive, the amount he slept through. As well.
Yeah.
Spark.
Yeah.
Like,
Jack's motto in life is nothing good happens after 2 a.m. Like,
I mean,
so
that's
he
fair enough.
literally will leave a party even if he's having the best time of his life and everything's going and like it might go for hours. I'll get to 2 a.m. and he'll be like, "That's me, boys." And he's like, his motto: nothing good ever happens after 2 a.m.
That's
So-
yours, isn't it? But 9 p.m.
I thought it was just nothing good ever happened.
Nothing good ever happens. End sentence.
I don't want to spend any more time with you. I'm going to bed.
That's what he done.
This hasn't been
Unless a bottle of Bucky gets pulled out, in which case he's right back.
Yeah, well, that too, yeah. That's a whole other story.
Be fucking rude not to, wouldn't it?
And then we had Morecambe Punk Fest in November when we got back. That was good fun. Played up. Oh fucking hell, we did play at like 2 a.m. though, didn't we?
One,
We
yeah.
we technically had 2 gigs on the same day, didn't we?
Yeah, because we played at 1 a.m. finished at 2. Then had to drive 2.5 hours to the travel lodge, and then it was a matinee the next day as well. So we had to get up and go to Derby.
Didn't we have a roast that
we had
day?
a
We had a carvery,
we
Derby,
fucking
yeah.
did.
Did
we
Dairy Dog,
fucking
that was
did.
Darbury.
It went for carvery, that was good. Band carvery. And then done the Hairy Dog, that was good fun.
With-
Who was that?
with Stank Finger.
And who else was
Hello, Stankers.
Who else played? Was it just us and them?
3 bands, wasn't it?
Oh no, Mr. Shiraz, wasn't it?
Yeah, in the
they were
middle,
great.
yeah.
yeah.
Mikey.
So yeah, and that was that. And then last night we did our annual Christmas party at the Waterfront, which was
Yay.
wicked. So thank you for anyone that come down to that because that was good fun.
Yeah, big up the other bands.
Yeah,
Big up.
Brigantes and Clobber.
Yeah, Brigantes and
Fucking
Clobber, that was fucking excellent.
Clobber of I
Oh, we
knew
missed- we
absolutely.
missed out.
I'm enamored by them. Brilliant, absolutely
Like
brilliant.
this
Get
year.
on stage, slag everyone off.
It's
Slag off
the
Norwich, love
closest
it.
like mashup of music and being a heel wrestler, and I am 100% on board.
I don't know whether I was more into him juggernauting through the crowd or when he picked up the 2 beers and smashed him and then fucking just spat over it. I was like, oh, he's not here to make friends, is he? He don't give a fuck. But what I said to Danny earlier on before we came on here, I was like, the thing that surprised me about it is I was expecting, like, you know, when you meet Scott from Risky and it's like he it ain't fake. He's
Yeah,
that
yeah.
person. And what do you say is Charlie?
Yeah,
Charlie from
Charlie.
Clobber. Met him back. I was like, oh, you're lovely. This is ridiculous. Like, the complete antithesis of your stage persona. It's like day and fucking night. Whereas like I was expecting a Scott Risky situation of being like, oh, you're kind of the same person, just a bit dialed back because you're actually just 1-to-1. Do you know what I mean? Like you've done Charlie. I was like half expecting him to chin me when I said hello. Do you know what I mean? It was like, he's like, oh, thanks a lot, mate. It's really nice to have you. I was like, he's really lovely. This is weird. I can't handle
I
it.
love it. Get on stage. This city's shit, full of twats.
You cunts! I'll give you one of them back, you cunt.
Yeah, Brigantes as well. Fucking
Brigantes
killed
are fucking
it.
excellent.
They
Yeah,
really
they're
brought
always
it.
fucking great.
I said
Yeah.
to them last night. I said to the couple of the guys, I was like, my file on Brigantes this year is every time we've seen them, they've improved more than any band should from the last time I saw them. Like they're on a growth trajectory. I give them a year or two's time, and they're going to be like massive. Like they're absolutely killing it. Their growth is just nonsense, and it's like you normally don't notice it. You're like, oh, I remember that band from last time I saw them. I remember that band from last time I saw them. But with them, I've noticed every time how much better they were than the last time we saw them, and it's like there's something to be said for that. So big up Brigantes.
I've missed. We done Stockton with Random Hand for
Oh,
Jazz
yeah.
and Steve. That's good.
Easy to
Really
forget
cool.
with Random Hand, though.
That was really good. Georgian Theatre is a cool venue. It's like it is a Georgian theatre, isn't it? It's like an old theatre. It's really cool. And done High Wycombe on a matinee with it's Rochambeau's last gig
boy.
for hiatus for Pook Out Records, which is good fun. And High Wycombe.
Oh yeah, they were good.
That was an actual matinee though. That one.
Yeah, that was an actual
that
matinee.
was a
Yeah,
really fun show.
Although it did have to play on the floor, where it's like tile beer on the floor, so it's just like slippy as shit in it. But yeah, and then the Xmas party. So yeah.
Well, it's been a bloody year, hasn't it?
It's been quite. I don't know how many. Yeah. So
20,
between the
24.
the gig. I don't know how many thousands of miles we've done this year. Because just in that America trip to the weekend of German Fest, just that bit was up to 9,500 miles.
Yeah.
Then we've done another 5,000 on that
gotta
tour,
be at
and we've done another
least.
tour and a Lola weekend. So
It's got to be pushing 20,000 miles, hasn't it?
yeah,
Oh, well, at
Easily,
very least.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, because Norway as well.
Yeah.
you know, you got
We've probably played a combined hours.
It's a shame we're not collecting fucking air miles at this point.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Thank you for coming to our podcast. Yeah, that was our 2024. And 2025 is going to be even busier, more intense. Hopefully with a working van.
We'll see. Let's not fucking, let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Oh yeah,
We are going to have to go and bump start the van now.
Yeah, the van is requiring bump starting as we speak. It is back to.
I strategically parked it across the
I
road.
noticed
we could, there's a bit of a hill. Yeah,
Wicked.
wicked. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
We'll
cheers
see
to
you
everyone
all
who's come out
in-
and seen us.
Bye.
Everyone's watching.
Love you all.
Bye.
Ah!